She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make out, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you.
solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feelings change, I can remember all the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company, keeping you captive with deadly chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day,
Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again.
Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. We can start again. We can start it.
was all alone. And you showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
who wants it the most? That is going to be the question that's asked with a landscape that has shifted as dramatically as North America has. Those are the things we'll find out over the course of the North American Rival Series. Thank you very much. Welcome. Hello. I'm Albert Halloran Haley. Albert Halloran Haley III, your host, joined by Squid. Welcome to the desk. Subi, how you guys doing?
Doing good as always. We've got Subi here. How could I not be? He's only like 5 feet taller than me is what it feels like. I mean, I'm kind of like looking up to him all the time, you know.
You're always looking up to me, son. I mean, let's be real. Celebrated a birthday yesterday. We had a good time, but
yes, oh my!
I wish I could say that I was a third. But can I finish my last name by saying I'm the first?
Why
Is
not?
that a thing? Okay, I'm
I
gonna
won't
start
stop
that.
you at the very least. I want to see how these teams are going to shape up because nothing is the same, it feels like, here in North America. Let's introduce you to the teams because that's exactly what we'll need to do with so many squads here making serious changes to their lineups. For me, I'm personally looking forward to seeing how the Pittsburgh Embers do. They recently got picked up. Anytime a team gets picked up by an organization, they just have this new swagger. So I want to see how they're able to manage that. Squid, is there a team you're looking for?
I mean, you know, everyone's going to hate me for this one, but I want to see the Peeps. I want to see the Peeps with the Reynolds because that is a huge roster move. They've been looking so solid, and they've had good results as well. Afterthought's going to be one to watch as well, just playing in from the plans. We had 6 open spots this season. So many up for grabs. And don't be fooled by RBG. That is not the same roster that played in the plans. That is the old Continuum.
Yeah, and myself, I'm looking forward to Plot Twist, seeing Pirates with a new squad. He was in the Rival Series last season with the Peeps, but they decided to pick up a different squad mate, and we saw him pop off in the play-ins. It seems like the leash was let off of him, and he is an offensive monster, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that squad play.
As am I. It is open season right now in North America. These teams are playing for a lot more than just competition and taking down their opponents. With 6 play-in teams, there is a lot to be said for who will take those top 2 spots. The top 4, we would see them next season, but none of these teams, even though the majority are in from the play-ins, want to go through that run again.
Yeah, absolutely not. The bottom 4 is going to be, I guess I could say it's going to be contested in the way that no one wants to be there, and it's going to be very contested to see who can keep out of that one. But there's no real telling, and of course, we got that nice chunk of change for anybody who places, well, I mean, anyone who places anywhere. I mean, you're going to walk home with something regardless.
Yeah, and this season especially, the Rival Series is going to be as close as we have seen. There is no lock for who's going to get first place. It's up in the air as far as 1 through 8. Anybody could be going to that promotion tournament.
Each week, it is going to come down to who wants it the most. But today, our schedule, if you've checked social media at all, you know that you're going to be in for quite the treat. We'll start things off. Afterthought, Upper 90 eSports. We'll see Afterthought again in the 4th match. Is there a match in particular that you're looking forward to, Squid?
I don't know if that's a real question. I don't know if this man's screwing with me. 'Cause I think everybody is watching for match 4. I mean, we got match 2 as well. That's going to be a close one. Looking forward to that one. Peeps in Upper 90. But Afterthought in Birds and the Bees is basically the whole story. So, I mean, that is going to be the game to watch this week.
Yeah, if you're involved in the Rocket League scene, then you know a little bit about what went on, and if you don't, you have 4 matches before you that you can catch up, read about all of what's going on, and if not, then just kick back for some good Rocket League today.
Afterthought as a team has 1 match before they get to the 4th. Let's introduce that after we've seen so much change over North America. I think that a lot of the tempo will be set on matches exactly like this. Afterthought, Shock has these 2 new teammates, plenty of experience. I think they have a really strong showing here.
Yeah, honestly, with Hato and Tyler, they've looked solid. And I mean, Afterthought, you know, there were some question marks, obviously, of Shock having to find this new squad right before playing. Roster is locked in. Then, I mean, he managed to make it work. And then on Upper 90 side as well, Shadow and Rodoko, kind of new to the squad. We saw when the Upper 90 were playing in the Renegade Cup monthlies and even in the finals, they were playing with a couple of different rosters, but they settled on this one and it worked out.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Afterthought. Shock getting his big opportunity finally, and Tyler and Hato, good company to be in, especially with Hato, former teammate of Chicago. So he knows what it takes to be great. He saw his teammate go off to G2. Maybe he can do the same for this team as a whole, get them up to the RLCS, but they have a big task, and they cannot doubt upper 90. A lot of skill put on the field by them.
On the other side of that upper 90, they kind of made it through the play-ins without too much of a fuss, and to me that says they could be a potential dark horse here. If they somehow come out of the gate swinging and have a strong start against a team of the caliber of Afterthought, as volatile as this region is, it's going to be all the more so. In terms of predictions, Squid, who do you think is going to take the series?
Well, I'm going to predict in favor of Afterthought personally. They're a strong squad, and they've got a lot of RLCS experience under their belt with Tyler and Hado, and then Shock. Oh boy, Shock at the WSOE. That was a man to watch, so I'm going to have to give it to them. But as you mentioned, upper 90s, they're a bit of a dark horse, so...
They definitely are, and they definitely have the underdog story, backing them. And you know that I love underdogs, but in week 1, when I have not seen a ton of game tape on them, I cannot go against Afterthought in this one. I have to pick them.
I'm going to have to join you guys. Afterthought actually had a chance to see Shock and CRL. He's a really solid player. When you bolster his lineup with RLCS level talent, this is going to be a team to watch out for. So I do see them taking this series. But let's jump into it. Afterthought fighting upper 90. Gentlemen, take it away.
Oh boy, Afterthought fighting upper 90. I feel like you might want to turn those two words around. The upper 90 is going to be the ones fighting Afterthought because it's going to be a huge battle for them. But the Baguette squad showed us what they can do earlier on as the 19th seed from the EU plan. In upper 90, they're the 11th seed from the NA plan. They beat Triple Commit. They beat Onset as well. And well, now they're here. They qualified in the upper bracket, which is ridiculous for a team for them. I mean, they were thinking to themselves, okay, guys, it's going to be a tough one, and it didn't really turn out to be that tough.
Yeah, and to me, the play-ins, I don't care if you swept all the way through the entire thing. It's all up to league play now, and North America starts right now, and what a way to start the season. Tyler with a 2-second goal.
2 seconds, and I said it was going to be a fight for upper 90. This is not a way to start a fight right here. Rodoko cheating up on that one, but had no time to react. Unfortunate situation. But fortunately, I mean, the takeaway from that one is, I guess, it's just the kickoff. You can't take too much away from that one. But you're right. Great way to start the season for Afterthought. We'll have to see if upper 90 can respond to that one in their part. And they're looking to do exactly that. A nice pass from Rodoko over to Democat. Not quite on the mark. What a good idea to open the gate nonetheless. And they're going to try and continue this offense right here as it drops off into the corner. Hado's up high for this one with plenty of boost. Going to earn a lot of ground. It'll eventually move back to Tyler. Up to Hado once again, looking for the redirect, but Democat just a moment too quick on that one, and upper 90 seem to be matching pace of Afterthought pretty early on here.
Yeah, poor hit there from Tyler, though. He had no teammate to dish the ball to. This one going way too soft, and Shadow can't get a read on it. But upper 90 pushing into the offensive zone. I'm excited to see what they bring to the pitch.
And of course, that one goal from Afterthought just right off the kickoff, so you can't take too much away from that one, but they're going to get another. It's Tyler once again striking for Afterthought, and they have a lead of 2.
Tyler once again finding the weak point in the defense. Sees a wide open shot available. The Shadow is rotating out. Goes weak side, and 2-0 in favor of Afterthought.
Caught him off guard right there. And unfortunately, they're going to get that another one now. Tyler looking at the net again with a kickoff goal. We have 4 minutes and 7 seconds still on the clock. It's already 3-0.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, I messed up. And they need to fix these kickoffs right now, as you can't keep making the same mistakes over and over.
Tyler with a hat trick in the first minute. And if that's not a strong start to the season, then I don't really know how to define a strong start to the season, because that is basically A++ play right there. And 2 kickoff goals as well. Strong kickoff wins, I might add, for Afterthought. Not just a victim of circumstance, upper 90. They were just good quality kickoffs. So maybe Afterthought knows something that the rest of us don't.
Right there, I would have loved to see Shadow go for the back pass. He had the opportunity to go off the wall back to a teammate. Instead, he goes forward, which in turn turns this ball over, and no challenge on the ball. And Tyler is having a field day.
Sometimes you see players score 4 goals in a whole series. Sometimes you just see Tyler score 4 goals in a single minute and a half. What is this? We're only a minute 20 into the game. He's got 4 goals. Are we looking at the star striker for the NA League right now?
Well, technically, yes, we are.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. But I mean, this is foreboding for upper 90. I mean, this is ominous as it gets. Tyler trying to game Shadow on that one. No luck. He's not going to get his 5th. Not quite. And upper 90 finally get a quality opportunity there. Shock, of course, not going to let that one through so easily. Shadow into the corner. Tyler going to try and play it out. Gets it past right there. Straight up into the corner, upper 90 is going to try and play it out, but right now, Afterthought, they're just locking him in their own half. We've only seen a little bit of the blue half so far. And I mean, we're only 2 minutes in considering that we scored 4 goals in just that short period of time.
Yeah, and if you're on Afterthought, you have a massive lead. All you need to do is play defense. Do not get scored on. And why not keep putting shots on net? Tyler sees the pass from Shock and sends it home.
And I mean, Shock right here, you have the whole net to shoot it as well. It looks like they're trying to just pad Ty's stats at this point. As soon as he scored those first 3 goals, they're saying, you know what, Ty, let's just make you the #1 striker for the RLCS. He could have scored that by himself, but he saw Ty in the midfield, and he's like, I'm going to be generous. Another face-off win. This time, Democat was cheating up in the right spot. Hato was able to clear it away. Another kickoff win, though, for Afterthought, straight down the center. Is there something they actually know that we don't? I'm going to be watching this VOD back. But the fact remains, and Hato looking for a nice double tap there. Democat was on the backboard to play it away. But so much control for Afterthought right there. There is nothing that upper 90 seems to be able to do to get it away from their opponents. We've seen a couple of shots so far, but nothing impressive like we've seen out of them in the past, and Afterthought are making a statement.
Yeah, so far, we haven't seen really any semblance of offense from upper 90. They are pushing the ball downfield, but they're just throwing shots at net. We're not seeing any type of plays try to develop, and that's what we need to see for success in the rival series.
Coming up on the final 2 minutes, and upper 90 have yet to have a significant portion of pressure. This might be it off the cross right there, and nope, not happening. Tyler is going to get in front of that one. Some solid defense out of all 3 of the Afterthought players so far. Upper 90, once again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what a pass out to center. Shark off the backboard. Tyler's there, but this time Rodoko is going to close the door. Something they would have very much liked to have happen earlier on, but at this point, I guess it's better late than never.
And ladies and gentlemen, Tyler needs to find 1 goal for the ever-elusive double hat trick in a single game. 6 goals would be mighty impressive. He has a minute and a half to do it.
Honestly, I would not put it past him. Here we go. It's all about Shadow on this play. Hato's going to take it away. A minute 20 now on the clock. Shock moving downfield to Hato, over to Tyler, a shot on target. No, Shadow's there to block it away, and that elusive double hat trick maintains its elusive nature.
He had a taste of it. The net was there, just didn't put enough power on it. And you can pretty much call this a game. That's a good shot there from Shadow, good pressure, but 4 goals in 1 minute, 1 every 15 seconds is a very hard ask.
And a nice demo there from Democat as well, taking Hato completely out of the play and still had his eye on the ball. Very difficult to do, I might add. So now with a minute left, honestly, I think I'm about ready to call it here because, I mean, a 4-goal comeback is ridiculous. And when you consider that they were just 5 down a moment ago, I mean, that's pretty well a hard ask, as you mentioned. But they got that 1. Maybe we'll see them push it into a couple more goals in the next game. But if they do let in as many as Afterthought have scored so far, they're going to be in trouble. A nice save there from Shadow, recognizing the passing play. Another touch from Democat as well. And it does feel like upper 90 are starting to match the pace here, recognizing the prowess Afterthought have on the offensive end of the ball. So hopefully that translates into a bit of a closer game too for those guys. And now Shadow with an opportunity for the double tap. Hato gets the read though and forces it off to the side. A great play there. But still, I mean, it was a good opportunity for Shadow. And for upper 90, lots to improve on as we move into game 2. We've seen signs of life, I'll say.
Yeah, and you can just tell Afterthought's trying to feed Tyler the rock right now, trying to get him that 6th goal. But it looks like, unfortunately, it will not happen. We will not see the double happen in this game. But what a showing in game number 1, and what a way to open up the day for North America.
I mean, we predicted in favor of Afterthought, but I don't think we were expecting this. Tyler, 5 goals on 7 shots. And I believe that we saw Swoopin earlier playing for Baguette Squad. He was their star striker with 4 goals, and we thought that was off the charts. But
can we also talk about the Savior medal as well? Tyler,
he's doing it all.
Everywhere for his team, and Shock fitting in that number 2 role. Just beautifully. I've got to say it again. It's very good to see him in the rival series.
And I can imagine, you know, people saying, like, you remember when Tyler played in the Rocket League Championship Series? And then Tyler says, yes, I do. I do remember that. 5 goals, 3 saves, 7 shots. I don't think there's any doubt that he's most decidedly the MVP for this match. And, of course, it's going to be tough for Upper 90 to come back from that 5-1.
So I've got a hypothetical question to throw your way. I'm going to go ahead and say you're the coach of Upper 90,
right,
and you have the ability to talk to your team right now in between this second match. What do you tell them? What needs to change?
more respect for Afterthought as they move downfield. Transitional play has been something that's catching them a little bit off guard, which allows for some strong offense. And we saw a couple of kickoff goals there. So, I mean, you know, if you had to focus on one thing at a time, taking away 2 kickoff goals would definitely bring that deficit down by those 2 goals and make everything a lot closer. So,
I like it.
Okay. Coach Squid.
That was Coach Squid.
I'm available for hire, guys. Hit me up at... don't. Please don't. I would be a horrible coach. I'm not going to lie. We got game 2 on the horizon. Upper 90 versus Afterthought. And again, you know what? I'm going to hope that we see a bit of a closer game than the last time around. I predicted in favor of Afterthought, but I know that Democat has been grinding for this opportunity for so long, and I desperately hope that it doesn't start out like this. Game number 2 is underway. A quality opportunity there. Could not put it on target. But Tyler's bearing down on it, and you know that's got to be a scary situation for anybody in the orange right about now.
Absolutely. And nice bump from Hado on Shadow there, but Shock not able to capitalize on that. And a bad touch by Tyler is capitalized upon by Rodoko.
And as if that wasn't enough, he's taken out of the play as well. I'm not sure if he would have been pertinent in this situation, but they just wanted to make sure that he knew he was not going to be able to make a play here. Rodoko, great job being in the right spot there. Wanted to cut off the passing lane. Not sure if they were ready for that, though. If Afterthought was ready for that pass, I'm unsure if Rodoko would have been there in time.
Yeah, I think Shock was just expecting Ty to hit that downfield. You can't put any blame on him. He starts to push out of the box. Nothing you can do there other than just say, hey, we'll get him back.
And that there was a quality pass. That is Exhibit A of what we wanted to see out of that last play if you're in Shock's position. Didn't go through. Quality defense from upper 90. And so far, we're almost done with the first minute. We've only seen 1 goal this time, so that is a major improvement for upper 90. And when you consider that the goal's in their favor, that is a massive improvement upon that. And now this one's popped in center. Rodoko's in the air, finds the backboard, another touch as well. This sets it right up for Shadow, but Hado is not having it. He sends that one away.
Even jumps when that shot is about to come, reads it beautifully, but the storm is not over as Shadow puts another shot on net, and in swoops Rodoko, just trying to keep Afterthought guessing.
Yeah, and honestly, they're doing a great job of keeping Afterthought locked in their own half. What I noticed from game 1 is that upper 90 were in this situation all the time. They were having trouble pushing out onto the offensive end. A great touch here from Hado, a double tap as well, and oh my goodness, you are not getting that away from him.
That's why you always follow your shot when you're going up high. Gets it off the crossbar, positions his car perfectly angled downward so that ball just rolls off of his hood and into the net. 3:31 remains on the clock, and we're all tied up.
Man, sign that man up for a play of the week contention, because that was a wonderful double tap. A nice dunk there against Democat as well. Could turn into an opportunity. Shock will back off of it momentarily. He's going to go for the center. Shadow up high, could have the shot on net. He's going to go for the double tap, and he has that one every day of the week. You're going to have to do quicker if you're Afterthought.
And you see Shock looking downfield for Hado here. It's red all day long from Shadow, and he has what is essentially an open net. Double tap for a player of his caliber is an easy shot.
And again, we saw Rodoko trying to capitalize off of cutting off those passing lanes for their first goal of the game. And now Shadow cutting off the passing lane for their second goal of the game.
Ooh.
But Tyler does not care about that one. He's going to tie it up with a wonderful flick.
Just a nice little change-up off of his hood. Gathers the ball on top, and the defender can't see it coming. He's already going 100 miles per hour past that ball.
And again, Afterthought, they won the faceoff. It wasn't right down the middle this time around, but Tyler, I mean, he looked like he was ready for that down the middle one. I want to see their faceoff strategy, because that could be meta-changing if they've actually figured out a good way to win the faceoff 100% of the time in that fashion. But that's a tangent for later, I think.
I know me personally, if I'm going on a faceoff, I like to actually shoot it back to my own end to give my teammate the opportunity to push that ball forward instead of trying to push it into your opponent's end.
A tie game now, much closer than the game number 1 as we approach the half, upper 90. And Afterthought going at it in the midfield here. Democat looking for a center. Rodoko and Shadow not in position for that one. Tyler
pass.
Looking for Shock. He has the shot on target, and that is a quality play if I've ever seen one.
Absolutely. Tyler goes up for the ball. He has to challenge it, but doesn't have a good shot on net, as he wouldn't be able to get the power, so he just lobs it right up to Shock and says, here you go, big fella. Get yourself a goal in the rival series.
Here you go, big fella. I like that. I like that. I bet you that's what they did in comms as well. They're just saying, here you go. Have a nice one there. But a good lead take nonetheless. As we pass the half now. Afterthought starting off this kickoff on their own end. Quality touch here from Rodoko, looking back towards his teammate. Going to be a little bit patient on that one. Shadow will win out on the 50-50 here. Push towards center. Democat's there, but has to opt for the dunk. Did not go in his favor. But you got to like that respect. I was talking about it. They got to give more respect to Afterthought, and they're starting to do exactly that, helping them keep in the blue half, but that misread might cost them too. What a save from Democat. He does not care that he misread the play. I told you this man was an amazing grinder, and he is not giving up anytime soon.
Ooh, he's got the lucky rabbit foot hanging from the controller on that one. He just prayed and somehow got the save, but the pressure's not over as somehow Afterthought is still pushing down the field.
What a hero play. Oh my goodness, they still keep that deficit against them to 1. A demo on Shock here. Could open up the door. Rodoko to the top corner. Shadow off the back wall. Demo's lurking in the center. The shot's just high. They could still make a play out of this, but Shark's going to transition all the way downfield. It's a goal against.
And that's what happens when you miss your window. They had the shot there. Democat goes a little high, and the teammate's too late on the rotation backwards, and Shock makes him pay.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of sad. That was a really good passing play coming from upper 9. And I was thinking to myself, like, yeah. Oh, no, stop that.
One thing that we can both agree on is we love good plays that lead to goals. It's always fun, it's always exciting, and look at that play from Ty. Unable to get the double touch. That would have been a nice passing play.
And a U90 player right there to meet it as well. So regardless of the threat on that shot, they were able to read it quite nicely. Final minute of gameplay now. Afterthought looking to take this series lead by 2. By closing out this one, a 2-goal deficit for upper 90. They've done a great job of making this a much closer game, but they're still on the hot spot here. Democat launching that one to the side away from Ty-Not Tyler. He'll continue moving upfield.
They've got numbers.
He's got no boost here. Shadow
There
gonna go
it
for the
is.
shot, and nice way to do it. Hato couldn't get the cutoff.
You know, I like that. You said he's got no boost, so what does he do? He pushes it forward to the teammate rotating down, and he's able to put a nice, strong shot on the board.
40 seconds. 1 goal. Easy for anybody, honestly. I mean, you can score a goal just at your leisure at this point. Rather high-scoring game. A high-scoring series at that. 6 in the last match. 7 so far here. What's another one? In the final 30 seconds, things might start to get a little bit antsy for upper 90. Democat gonna push this one downfield over to Rodoko. Has Shadow in the center. Straight up to the corner. Unfavorable bounce though, not moving back towards them, and Shock's gonna get a nice clear. Takes 2 players out of the play. Rodoko gonna try and keep it at the midfield line, but Ty-Not Tyler gonna pick up. Final 10 seconds. Afterthought will be more than happy to just drop this one on the orange half as regulation expires. Nice touch there from Ty-Not Tyler. Shadow has this one. Low boost in the tank, and he lost the possession as well, and that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it definitely does. And when they were pushing down the field there with about 15 seconds left, they had a great passing play to the center of the field, and they opted to put the ball into the corner of the field of play. There, I've got to disagree with that. You've got to attack the net. You're down 1. You have to throw caution to the wind.
Well, I mean, what it looked like is, I believe it was Shadow the last one to touch that. Correct me if I'm wrong. It may have been Rodoko. Either way, that's not the important part. I feel like they were trying to hit the corner there and move it back out into center for Democat, but, you know, I feel like it just didn't pan out in the end. And, I mean, that's kind of the difference between, obviously, the Rivals Series and the Championship Series, and their newcomers as well. So, I mean, it might have been a little bit of nerves, but watching them play this game, I don't think that was the case. They looked like they were having a time of it.
No, it was definitely a lot closer than Game 1, obviously. The nerves, as we have talked about, Game 1 is the time to get those out. By Game 2, they're done and gone with. You're just playing Rocket League at that point. You've done it so much to get here, and now their backs are against the wall. They've got to pull out the reverse sweep if they want to be able to pull out a W in this one.
Right, and I mean, you said nerves. We were talking about a little bit. It's night and day from Game 1 to Game 2. So I really think that they got the nerves out there. And with more quality passing plays, they could easily pull out a win here. But now when you're down 2-0 in the series, things are going to start to get tough. And Afterthought obviously have all of that momentum with them. So tough for the newcomers. I still have faith that they're going to be able to take a win off of this one. We had a close match in Game number 2. And I mean, hey, if they start scoring more goals, if they score more goals every game as we move on in the series, then they're probably going to win because, oh my goodness, it was a high-scoring game. We got game number 3, upper 90. They're really on their last legs here.
You heard it here, folks. If they score more goals than Afterthought, they're going to win. Great analysis from Squid.
Hey, man, I told you, Coach Squid.
Look at that. Look. Oh, just too late to get to the ball. The timing is what they need to change. They're opening things up great, but defensively and offensively, if the timing changes, I think they're going to do well.
Honestly, I'm just really liking the dynamic at this point, and I hope that they try and capitalize on what opportunities they have. So you mentioned it, timing might be all what it's about. Just seeing those opportunities, trying to open it up as wide as they can. But until Afterthought moves out of the offensive end, they're not going to have many opportunities. Jock, he's just trying to do it all himself, but it's a little bit too far out in the field for it to be effective.
Yeah, but it was a great try, and the defender saw it coming. You've got to expect that at this level of play. Saw him following up that shot with his boost, feathering it in there, and that's a dangerous touch to the box. But look at, no pressure put on that ball. The timing, got to be a little bit quicker in your rotations.
And I said after game one, give a little bit more respect to Afterthought, and they did. They put on the perfect amount of respect. You don't really want to give them that much space. As you're mentioning, getting an early challenge in there might be beneficial to try and keep it at the midfield line at the very least. And Afterthought, like I mentioned, they've had a good bit of possession here in the first minute. Hopefully that changes. And favorable pinches that one on target. It is. Rodoko just gets a freebie.
Yeah, don't bank on these, though. You cannot win games. You cannot get in top 2 of the rival series by, well, continually winning pinches like that. But sometimes luck is in your favor.
You conceivably could get into the top 2 by doing that.
No, absolutely not.
I highly, highly doubt that it would happen, but it's definitely feasible, you know? Well, whatever. Non-believer Subi over here. A minute and a half gone. Now Upper 90 have that lead off of that questionable tactic of theirs that apparently Subi doesn't really trust that much.
I'm a naysayer.
Naysayer.
And I say nay.
Blasphemy.
How about let's work on some plays? And to me, what I'm seeing is it's just that timing of when to challenge the ball, when to push forward, when to rotate back. And after week 1, they're going to get it down.
They might get it down right here. I mean, we saw a lot of quality plays in game number 2. They just got to keep doing that here.
Oh, get out, Hado. Democat sent him away.
Quality touch. Sometimes sending your opponent to the moon is the most effective tactic. But here we go, Upper 90 on the offensive quality pass out in center. Tyler's going to meet it. But you can tell that ball keeps eking closer and closer to that midfield line where it's prime position for Upper 90 to take that shot. Able to keep it in the zone right here as we approach the half. Democat with a little bit of a boost steal there. Would be important for resources. Taking Shock out. That's a very important resource indeed. But it will fall into the orange corner. Hado off the back wall is Shock in position. Not before the opponent can get there. Some quick plays for Upper 90 on the defense. They're just trying to hold on to this lead at this point.
Oh, look at that read from Hado. Just coming in from the opposite side of the field, out of frame, and somehow gets a touch on that ball. Good 50-50 challenge there.
Ooh, Democat almost snuck that one under. Nothing doing on that one, but I like the idea nonetheless. Winning those 50-50s will be important. Great pass from Shock off the back wall. He's trying to do it himself. Maybe should have let that for the teammate. I appreciate the idea trying to go for that fast pacing to keep Upper 90 on their toes, but I feel like it would have been a better play call to try and leave that one for Hado.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He had a better shot, but sometimes in those moments where it's the millisecond decision that you've got to make, you're just going for the shot on net because you're the first man forward.
Double commit there. Shock was able to get there in time. Dangerous stuff for Afterthought. They're playing with fire indeed. Nice demo from Democat. He's been really good about that, getting those demos. Some of them not quite as impactful as others. The fact remains that he is making use of them.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Well, he wanted the flip reset, didn't find it. I would have liked that idea. Slowing down the play would have caused a huge misread for Shock. Upper 90 with a lot of pressure right now. Banger off the back wall, nothing doing there. A bit of a double commit from Shadow, and Democat's going to drop into the blue corner. Hado to take control. Can't flick it over Rodoko. Big win there for Upper 90. Keeping this one in the blue half. Democat up high, does no boost to follow it. Now it's Tyler versus Shadow. Shadow barely wins here. Shock off to the side.
Favorable bounce there for Shock.
A minute now. Upper 90 seem to be keep repetitively winning these 50-50s. But Afterthought, I mean, they just keep moving downfield regardless. Shock, no read made there. And now Tato has to play as one in his own backfield. No boost and no teammates quite yet. Democat on the sidewall beaten out. Here's Shadow, just dropping it down. Oh,
well,
boy.
that's a good win right there. That is a great win to cut in, disrupt the play from Afterthought, take as much time off that clock as you possibly can.
And we're looking at this. Upper 90 are winning basically every 50-50 pass over to Tyler. But that's not happening. Hado down into the midfield now. Nobody's quite ready for it. It's moving the other way. That's going to be a shot on target and a lead of 2 for Upper 90.
You can call this game a licked envelope. It's sealed up tight, and it's going to sender. It's going to be a 2-1 series lead for Afterthought after this game. I love the change that we're seeing from Upper 90. It looks like they've figured stuff out. The rotations are great, and you called it. the challenges put on the ball are fantastic.
Huge face-off win for Afterthought right off the bat. Hado can't put it on target. I was actually watching for that too because they've had such good face-off. Shock with a shot here from the delivery from Tyler. We got 8 seconds. There's time left.
There is absolutely time left, and they may just make me eat my words. Look at the great pass. Tyler putting it to the top of the box, away from the net to pull defenders out, giving his teammate the opportunity to put that wherever he wants.
And again, Afterthought had a huge face-off win last time around. It's going in their favor this time, but Rodoko's first there. Out of their own corners, Tyler taking out his shot. Great shot on net. Shadow's gonna punish them. They're saying, you thought you guys could score on 0 seconds? Nuh-uh.
Yeah, how about that one? That one's definitely gonna seal the deal here. Shadow putting that one on target, but how about that demo to just say, you're not pushing that one down.
Afterthought thinking to themselves, there's still hope, guys, there's still hope. Shot gets down and they're like, oh no, there is no hope. There is no hope, only upper 90 victory.
And how about that, Squid? We have ourselves a series now. Upper 90 giving themselves life here, trying to pull off one of the hardest things you can do in Rocket League, and that's that reverse sweep.
I'm happy, dude. You know, I'm almost brought to tears. Not quite, but upper 90 bringing this one back is definitely heartwarming because obviously they're playing team and they're the 11th seed, and everyone's thinking about this series and they're thinking, oh, it's going to be an Afterthought sweep. Honestly, you know, I hate to say it this way, but I kind of expected a bit of a sweep at myself. So seeing Upper 90 really come out and compete like this is, like I mentioned, heartwarming. It's like, oh boy. I mentioned that Democat, I've been following him for a while. He's a huge grinder, and you know, for a while I was thinking to myself like, he's a good player, but I'm not sure. And then he kind of made it into the plans, and they made it pretty far. And I was like, I'm not sure. Then they won the plans. I'm like, I'm not sure. And now maybe I'm not sure. And Upper 90 is going to win this series. Not calling it. But, you know.
Well, when you're on the side of upper 90, being in that underdog position, there's no pressure put on you. Everyone is expecting Afterthought to win. They're expecting the sweep, and then you come out upper 90 and you say, hey, we're here to play. It was a little shaky on the start, but they've continually gotten better game by game, and that's what we love to see. Game 4, what is going to happen? Are they going to be the same team that we've seen, or is Afterthought going to say, all right, let's wake up. Let's not even give them a Game 5?
And that's the real question. Will Afterthought wake up? Are they going to say, all right, guys, we got a bit complacent there for a little bit. We're not going to have a repeat of game number 3. We're going to bring this one back to game 1. Will Tyler start scoring more goals? Find out next time on the Rocket League Rival Series, or sorry, this time, because we got a game 4 right here. Let's get underway. 5 minutes, and upper 90 actually won this face-off. Bit of a change of pace right there. No kickoff goal for Afterthought right out of the gate. A nice pressure there from Rodoko. Democats on the side, onto the backboard. Quality passing play setting up right there. A bit of a double commit on the defense, and you like to see that if you're upper 90. You're starting to make the opponent shaky.
Yeah, I'm liking the defense from Shock, though. The first shot put on, he put himself in between the net and ball. So that way that ball's going no other way other than left or right into a corner, and then gets up quick to put pressure on that ball, and that net's open. Shock sees it. Tyler calls it out, and Afterthought gets goal number 1.
Upper 90 or demo, and then Afterthought says, hey, we can play that game too. And look what happens. Shock just has a free net to shoot at. Shadow with no boost, obviously. Unfortunate situation, but sometimes you find yourself in that spot, and you know he's got to respect the fact that there might be an Afterthought player bearing down on that. He has to get up.
And the worst time to realize when you don't have boost is when you're already in the air trying to make a save and you look like a fool.
Oh no, I've made him.
Oh, and look at this, open net, but Tyler has nothing to work with down there. Can't even put pressure on a defender, but he can rotate out to give Shock a play on the ball.
Upper 90 trades. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Tyler has the read, but he has to set it off his own backboard. I like that setup from Shadow. He had that double tap every day of the week. You could see it in his eyes. Well, not that you can really see his eyes, but you can see it in his eyes.
Oh, what a save!
Another one coming on here, but it's not going to be happening. I mean, they're stopping that one before it even gets a chance to be shot at them, and now a huge clear. Shock has to play this one into his own backfield. Shadow onto the back wall, and honestly, this didn't look like it was going to be a good transition, but they just made something out of it regardless. I'm seeing constant surprises out of U90.
Yeah, that was great heads-up play from Shadow, seeing the weak spot on the field and just rolling the ball down that way, and a good pass back from Rodoko, but can Shock get a challenge? He can, but he loses it. And this is Upper 90's opportunity, but Ty Not Tyler rotates in just on time.
And here's Hato, a free shot on net. Nobody in the backfield for the orange team, and we're reverting to game one, Upper 90. You don't want to get too comfortable playing in that offensive end.
Yeah, don't get too aggressive because a team like Afterthought has great field awareness, and they're going to see that you have no one back, and they're just going to launch that ball down the field and try and put it between the dotted lines.
And we might mention the pass from Ty Not Tyler as well. Quality stuff with that vision. I mean, you mentioned field awareness. They basically one and the same at that point. But Afterthought, you can count on them to make those plays. Quality shot here from Shadow. Ty Not Tyler is going to be up to save it. Here's Democat in the air. Now drop down for his teammate. Rodogo shut down by Ty Not Tyler once again. Man, showing that he's definitely still worth his salt, even though he's not a game winner. Shock with a great save. Rodogo for the shot. Ty Not Tyler this time gets in front of it. He doesn't get credit for the save on that one, but he got it in our hearts.
I would love to look back at that. I think Rodogo actually hit that when he was trying to go into net and sent that one away.
Tough stuff. Upper 90, hey, you got to think about it this way, though. You got a lot of quality chances there. Don't feel bad that you didn't get the goal because you can just start putting on more of that. And Afterthought, he might break under the pressure. Quality dunk there from Hato. A super save, though, from Shadow. No big deal to him. He's waiting down there in the net for that one. Ty Not Tyler now upfield to Shock, looking for a pass across. Hato not quite ready for that one. But again, Afterthought, they're just happy. They'll just run down the clock at this point.
Yeah, and trying to just loft the ball downfield every single time against this Afterthought team is not going to work clearing that ball. You have to change things up. Pretty much every time that you're pushing down the field, you can't do the same thing twice in a row.
2 minutes on the clock now. Upper 90,
Look at that
still in the
pass.
offensive half. Great pass indeed. But Jock's going to shut that one down. Very strong defensive player, I might add. We touched base on that a little bit earlier. We're doking off the corner. Democat just can't get up for no boost.
Uh-oh.
Force that one off to the side. Dangerous opportunity here, Shock. Just trying to get it to the sidewall, actually. And again, they're just trying to waste time at this point. They don't necessarily need goals.
They just need to hold on to this, and they get their first Rival Series victory. Hato looking to dish that out to Shock. Shock looking for the hard angle at Upper 90. Not available to him.
But here we go now. Shadow with a quality possession and plenty of boost to boot. Rodogo gets caught out there just a little bit too far up that 50-50 win. Very important for Afterthought. In the midfield now. Just out of U90's favor. Shadow will be up first. Quality shot there, but nothing that Ty Not Tyler can't handle. Sending off to the side. No touch made there. Shock is on the back wall. This could turn into an opportunity.
There
Out towards center. Shadow for the shot. No! Doesn't find it. Democat's there for the backup. It's off the crossbar and away. Rodogo's going to try and make something out of this at all. And Ty Not Tyler will actually respect that one. It's still in the blue half. We got 50 seconds left, and Upper 90 denied once again, this time by the woodwork.
It's time for Upper 90 to start panicking. You need 2 goals. You've got 45 seconds to do so. Afterthought doing a great job of weathering the storm of shots that have come their way.
And honestly, you're talking about this is a real storm. Upper 90's been in the offensive half for so long. A good demo attempt right there. Shadow for the double tap.
Oh, what a save.
Save on the goal line. Democat's going to back it up. We got 28 seconds and a lot of life for Upper 90.
Oh, and Shock and Ty Not Tyler end up touching each other there, and it looks like Shock accidentally Goomba stomps his own teammate, but they're still up by 1. Let's see what Upper 90 has to bring.
And watch out, Afterthought, like I said, they've been notoriously strong on faceoffs. They win this one again. Ty Not Tyler and Shock going for the flip reset to try and make it.
Oh no, that's it!
Huge touch there. Ty Not Tyler is back just in time. Shadow's going to try and recenter this one. Shock's in position to touch it away from Democat. We got the final 10 seconds rapidly approaching, and Upper 90 just barely pushed out to the midfield line.
Oh, that's a good touch, but Rodogo was pushed up, just trying to get this ball back to a teammate, pushing down the field, and all Ty Not Tyler has to do is try and kill this ball.
Lots of bait coming out, though. Afterthought, a lot of players go up for no touch from Ty Not Tyler. And he said he got baited on that aerial before, got taken out of the play, but he's like, 2 can play at that game. Same way it went for the demos in game at number 3. Quality win for Afterthought, but holy cow, Upper 90, please give them a run for their money. 10 shots, actually outshooting them by 3. My goodness, please, you know, let's see less of first half Afterthought and more of second half Upper 90, because it's like they spent the same amount of time, it felt like, with the majority of possession. Afterthought had the majority in the first half, and Upper 90 had the majority in the second half, but it kind of felt like Upper 90 had the majority of possession for the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's really what it felt like. There was so much more energy behind it.
No, and even though Afterthought was up by 2, it felt like Upper 90 almost had the momentum in that game. It was on their side, and it felt like they kept pushing down, and knocking at the door that's the goal, and it just would not open for them. The defense was incredible from Afterthought.
Yeah, and we're talking Tyler. He had 4 saves at that game as well. He was insane. That first game was really all on him. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Well, and then he wraps the game up perfectly with a true veteran play. The ball's going right next to him, and what does he do? I'm going to let that go by me because you're not pushing forward. Why would I hit it to you and give you an opportunity to tie this up? Nah, we're going to go ahead and take this series.
All right, well, that is the story. Afterthought 3-1 over Upper 90. It was a story, and I would love to see more of that. We could talk about it all day, but we got more action for you right around the break. We're going to have Embers versus the Dudes. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to week 1 of the Rival Series. We just saw Afterthought put on quite the performance. Upper 90 started to pick up some steam, but they weren't able to bring it all the way back. 3-1 going over to Afterthought. A lot of crazy play, but fun fact, Tyler was one goal away in game number 1 from breaking the record of a single player getting goals in a game. It was insane, man.
I told you it was the ever elusive double hat trick. Oh, we almost had it.
I didn't realize how elusive it was until, we got that stat. We were like, holy cow, dude. And he had that one shot that almost went in. You got to think about that. He was just barely saved away. So, sorry, Tyler. Maybe next time.
Yeah, but that's just a testament to his offensive power. Upper 90 just was not ready for the amount of shots that he was putting on board.
It wasn't just their offense, though. Towards the back end, their defense definitely stepped it up. And Upper 90 also stepped it up because their overall offensive pressure started to increase over the course of the game. My question is, though, Upper 90, it definitely looked like some nerves were there in game number 1. They shake those off going into game number 2. But is it that Upper 90 started to play better, or did Afterthought start to lose some of their steam going into game 3 and 4 in offense?
Well, personally, I feel like Upper 90 were able to really play up to the challenge. I thought that they did phenomenally. I don't think there's really any doubt about that one. So I'm just going to skip. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to hear what you think about this as well, though, because you could make an argument for Afterthought potentially not playing really up to their standards.
It could also be a combination of both. I don't think we'll see a 7-0 game again from Afterthought, or 5, whatever the score is, 7-2, 3-9. I don't know. I don't know numbers, but
Caster math.
I don't think we're going to see a game like that from them again. It was definitely the nerve factor playing to Upper 90, and then we saw Upper 90 coming into their true form. But I think it was a little bit of both. I think Afterthought kind of felt a little too confident going into that game, and then Upper 90 took advantage of that.
Well, we'll see Afterthought later on today at the last match. Moving on to the next one, the Pittsburgh Embers will be squaring off against the Dudes. I'm really excited to see this, like we said going into today, or like I said going into today. When you're a team, you make it in, you get picked up, you have this new organization, you're representing a brand. It's validation that you're a solid team, and I really want to see what kind of swagger they bring to the table with that.
And it's also a lot of weight that's put onto your shoulders, a lot of pressure that you have to overcome. So that, to me, is what I'm going to be looking for from the Embers, because the Dudes, they're the dudes. What's up, dude?
They're the dudes.
They're going to do what they do best, and we've gotten to see them play a ton, and they're fun to watch. There's no pressure on their shoulders as far as I'm concerned.
We're talking about roster changes. The Dudes have one as well, picking up skills actually from Upper 90, which was some time ago, and any roster changes, everything is confusing and out of whack. But in all reality, it was a solid pickup. We've seen some good stuff from the Dudes with skills, and obviously Defiant, they've looked pretty strong with their recent results, so I'm looking for some great stuff out of them.
In terms of predictions, though, both of these teams really solid. Squid, who do you think is going to take it at the end of the day?
Honestly, I think this is going to be the closest call I have all day, but I'm thinking I'm going to lead towards the Dudes. We've seen some solid results from them in the past, and with a strong roster change with skills, I think they're going to have what it takes to take down the Embers.
I got to agree. Is that, dude? Yeah, we're going Dudes, okay?
For me, I'm actually going to go for the Embers because I do think that getting picked up by an organization gives you so much confidence and validation. It's like all this hard work, it's paid off. I'm so looking forward to representing the brand. I think they're going to come in with a full head of steam, but there's only one way to find out. It's going to be Pittsburgh Embers. Taking on the Dudes, gentlemen, take it away.
Well, I do appreciate your opinion with the Embers, and you made some valid points, but unfortunately, I'm not going to agree with that.
Oh, he can't even defend himself now. You got to be able to say it when he's on camera.
I mean, you're kind of right. I'm scared of Haloran. He's just such a cool dude. I don't want to offend him in any way.
I don't blame you. You could never live up to that amount of coolness. But to me,
can confirm.
You were definitely right.
All right, okay.
Oh, hi. Here, by the way.
Oh,
still here. You were saying, Squid?
Haloran, he's cool, I guess.
Now, gentlemen, take it away.
All right, let's get into this match for real. Embers and Dudes is honestly going to be a toss-up, as I mentioned.
Agree.
Probably going to be my hardest prediction of the day. I haven't predicted right every single time. Obviously, Big Get Squad proved me wrong earlier in the EU side, and wow, they did well, and I won't lie. Unfortunately, they did drop both their matches, but we're not talking about EU. We're talking about the Embers. They're the big question mark for me, because as I mentioned, the Dudes have previous experience, and with skills now, they're looking pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be a very close matchup, and a statement maker, because as you know, Rival Series, it comes down to games won, not just Series 1, but each game matters. And I want to see, will teams take that to heart and truly just lay it out on the field and try and get that 3-0 sweep? I want to see that.
Oh boy, and for Embers, I said they got some strong recent results, but against the dudes, it's again just like big questions because I've seen so much of the dudes and I want to support them fully, but with a roster of Sosa, Demonator, and Grills, it's so hard to really predict against that as well. So I mean, you're thinking about it and you're like, okay, well we got a really solid roster on one side and we got a roster with a lot of results on the other side. Suddenly you got a real dilemma there, but I guess we'll just have to leave it on the field after the end of this best of 5. Once again, we got the Pittsburgh Embers firstly picked up, former Defiant in the blue. We got the dudes in the orange. I don't see any reason to stall this any longer. Let's get right into the action. 5 minutes on the clock for regular rules. And a save for Skills already off the shot from Demonator. Sosa in the corner. Skills going to be there first. Joe Freshness feels backflip. I saw that pass, though, happening right away. And the dudes already, I mean, if they made that passing play happen, no one can tell what would have happened on the other end. A quality shot here from Skills. It's off the backboard. Grills will be able to get it away, and Sosa's going to be able to play it downfield.
That's a good put up downfield, but even better defense from Ralph to get in front of that ball and send it to the side. Skills get a nice flick, putting that on target, but there is Grills sending that one away. And just right off the bat, 30 seconds into this match, I think you're absolutely right. This is going to be a nail-biter of a series.
Luckily, we do have a long series to do exactly that. We don't have to play off the first 30 seconds. Lucky us. But it looks like the Embers want to start out on offense here. No touch there from Sosa. Joe Freshness will be able to force this one just a little bit downfield. Skills off the side ball. Sosa will beat him to that one. But Ralph going to be first on this ball. To the corner. Trying to play a fast one. Good 50-50. Skills is right there, and he'll almost sneak it through. Grills is right there to say, no thank you.
Wow, just comes streaking in and somehow able to save that ball, but it's not over. The shot still going on net, and Skills can't get any power on that one, giving Embers the opportunity to recollect themselves.
And a quality bit of offense right there for the dudes, but we remain scoreless as the Embers will start their attack run. Grill's going to lead the charge. Demonator to follow up rather closely. Got the flip reset, but unfortunately Skills was there to play it away before anything dangerous could happen. Joe Freshness. Touch that one, falls right to Demon into the corner once again.
I like that play, though. You saw him go towards the backboard. Next hit, put it right into the corner, just making the dudes go left and right, use as much boost as possible and get them shaken up in their defensive end.
Neighbors looking for a quality opportunity here. Joe Freshness with a bit of a backflip. Sosa not quite in time. That one's going to be slammed all the way to the other end. Ralph can't quite follow it up. And honestly, it does feel like we've been seeing a little bit of a ping pong match a couple of times so far, but here's Sosa for a quality shot. Skills on the goal line. Demonator beat out by Joe Freshness just before he can arrive at the ball. We're approaching the half, and we still have no goals.
Yeah, I love the decision there from Joe. He waited on the right post there, waiting for his opportunity. That ball got killed, and he immediately boosted to get that ball out of the box, giving themselves an offensive opportunity.
Past the half now. Embers want to get set up on offense, but the dude's trying to keep this one on the blue half once again. Moving downfield now. Demon. Demo on Joe Freshness. Only one man back now, and Sosa looking for the double. But Ralph is making effective use of his solo ability. Great touch there from Demon. In towards center. Ooh, Skills. Yeah, man, the game sense on that player. He's not letting that one through. He knows exactly what's happening before it even happens.
Sixth Sense was tingling there. Jumped up just in time, and Grills unable to continue carrying that ball down the field, but look at him just disrupting Ralph there to just continue their offensive onslaught. Pretty even, though, as far as shots are concerned. 3 on the side of the Embers and 4 for the dudes.
Only 90 seconds now. Very even match. Skills looking for a flick here. Grills, not the best touch, and the last man demoed. But Ralph respecting the fact that Joe Freshness is outfield, he didn't want to commit for that one and ended up being the breaking goal on that one.
Oh, and look at Ralph. He sees his teammate sitting at the top of the box, so he puts a hard shot on net, hoping for a rebound that pushes out far. does not go, but still tied up as we near the last minute of gameplay.
Man, I said this is going to be a close match. This is not what I was anticipating.
Oh!
Quality shot. That is skills out of the midfield, and what an absolute slam of a shot.
And good heads-up play. He's pushing downfield, and there he goes. Cherry picks his way to a goal.
Yeah, cherry picking, honestly, one of the most important positions in all of Rocket League. And there you go. He plays it rather well as well. I mean, you got to point that out. Skills he's been in that spot before where he's making the solo plays, he's making the cherry picking plays. He's that player you can count on to be downfield and make effective use of his abilities. And now a 1-goal lead for the Dudes. It's going to be up to the Embers to see if they can change that. Ralph getting stuffed by Demon right there. Backflip from Skills, and now Grills is moving downfield. All the way to the back wall, looking for the double tap as well. It's going to be popped up high. Sosa onto the back wall, double tap off the top corner. But Demon will get shut down by Ralph in the end. The Embers not letting it go. Quality pass there. Sosa plants it firmly in the upper left-hand corner.
Oh my goodness, this ball's all the way on the right side of the field. The pass goes all the way to the left. Joe Freshness not knowing which side of the goal he has to cover, and Sosa hits his target perfectly, ties this ball game up, 30 seconds to go.
And we're looking at that angle he was shooting at. It was such a quality play. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Doing a great job of putting in the left side, and another opportunity here. Skills has to get up for it early, and Joe Freshness to follow actually finds Ralph, and they might transition downfield. Stopped out by Grills early on. As we approach the final 10 seconds, we're getting into golden goal territory here, ladies and gentlemen. The Dudes on the offense right here. Demon to drop it into the corner. Skills can't get a touch there. Joe Freshness to try and continue, but nothing much doing here. Finally to the backboard, it's Ralph. Does he have the read himself? Not quite, and I like the ambition on that one, but no dice.
He had the goal available to him as the defender was pushed forward, nowhere near that goal line. Unfortunately, unable to find his accuracy there, but look at Grills, looking back to Sosa, but Ralph smells that one coming.
Smells that one coming. That's just how good he is. He doesn't even need his eyes. What a banger, but Sosa is there. Playing that solid third man spot. And actually, is this the first overtime that we've seen on this broadcast so far?
Not of the day, but...
Not of the day. But here we go. Either way, an overtime in game one is definitely a good indicator of what should be a close series. Joe Freshness off the side looking for Skills in center. Great touch from Demon up so early to cut off that passing lane. Grill's gonna send it all the way to the orange wall. It'll be Ralph. A little bit of a cross. Demon's gonna be on top of that one. Now Joe Freshness gets dunked by Demon. I love the speed on that one, trying to keep the ball in the zone. But it will move all the way across the field, and we're seeing a lot of booming clears, just trying to get the ball away from their own half so far.
Yeah, both teams are definitely using every cubic inch of this field, that is for sure.
Just over a minute into OT. Things still heating up. A great dunk there from Sosa. Nothing that Joe Freshness can't handle, but that's going to open up an opportunity. Ralph has to dive in front of that one and save the game. Which is another day in the office for the Dudes' defense. They're going to remain on the defense for just a second.
Oh, swing and a miss from Grills and Sosa. Gonna just turn that ball over back to the Dudes.
And we noticed Demon, as the third man on that play, was actually looking for a demo as well. That one could have turned around bad if they weren't careful. The Dudes will be moving downfield right here into the corner. Once again, Grills just going to send it straight to the midfield line. Pass from Ralph to Joe Freshness, looking for a spot on the backboard, but Sosa already there, finds Demon. But they'll lose on the 50-50. Skills for the double, takes out Grills, but not before he makes the save.
Oh my goodness. Following that shot up, I don't know where all that boost came from, but I am loving the fact that you are not seeing any unchallenged balls any more than 2 seconds on the field.
No way, there we go. Finally, Sosa puts it in. I can't believe this double tap off the crossbar, and it just stayed on the goal line there in a moment of pure infinity. You could just tell everyone was panicking on that play. Sosa dives for the ball, Grills dives for the ball. Ralph is the only man there. He knows he has to do something, but he was just lost.
And that is so unfortunate for the side of the Dudes. The save was almost there. If he was there a millisecond earlier, could have squeaked that ball out, but the Embers take game number one, and I think they did that just out of respect for Halloran.
Oh my. You think so?
I think so. They heard
think so.
all the stuff you were talking.
Of course, in a very evenly matched game, the dudes had 5 saves, Embers with 7, and a shot differential of only 1. Can you really blame them for that one? A very even game in all regards. And honestly, I don't know what we expected, but still, when we're watching that, it's close, and we're thinking to ourselves, like, what is going to happen next? You never know watching these players. The double tap from Demon there right at the end, almost the difference maker. I would argue that it still was the difference maker, regardless of the fact that Sosa was the one who ended up getting credit for the goal. But my goodness, it just goes to show any one play can break this. That's how even it is.
Well, not only that, but any one team, you could take a bag, throw all 8 team names into it, reach out and say, this is first place, second place, third.
Sure.
I mean,
sure,
it's so close this season. It's going to be so much fun to watch. Both sides, Europe and North America, but right now we're seeing North America just put on an absolute clinic of a show of how to play Rocket League. It's going back and forth. The challenge, I'm loving the challenges, how fast these teams are playing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that regard. I mean, we haven't seen a single seemingly unchallenged ball for no good reason. It's always been somebody on top of it for both teams. We got game number 2. The dudes are leading, or sorry, no, they are trailing by 1. Searching for the word there for a second. The Pittsburgh Embers pulling out that one in OT. We'll have to see if they can continue with that right here. Wouldn't necessarily call it too much of a offensive streak.
Uh-oh.
A great dunk there from Demon. Won't amount to much, unfortunately, for the Embers. It'll move to the midfield. Good demo from Skills, but no pass out from Joe Fresh. It's just a little bit too low on the boost.
Yeah, you saw the dudes just wait and weather the onslaught of shots coming their way. The Embers really put everything into that offensive push, and now we're seeing them struggle on the defensive end to clear this ball out.
Honestly, pacing of play seems to slow down considerably from what we last saw, because both teams realized, like, okay, well, we went from golden goal to 5 extra minutes of regulation. That might be a little bit of a mental factor, just thinking to themselves, all right, we got time. We don't really have to make a play immediately. The dudes in the Embers right back to square number 1. Lots of ping pong action going on. Ralph, the one to send it all the way to the back wall here, as Sosa will pick it up. The dude's looking to continue. Shot opportunity just a little bit off the mark. And Demon to take it downfield. 1 man to beat. Now can he get it over top of him? He can get it around him. Only to the back wall, though. Nowhere close to the post, unfortunately. But it will set up the Embers for an offense.
I love the 1v1 skills we just saw there. A nice little flick to try and get the ball past the defender. Unfortunately, it was wide of the net. But again, this game so close. Yet to see a goal within the first half of play in games 1 and 2.
And none of the goals have been really freebies either, which is wonderful to see. Nothing wrong with that shot there. Grills will say he's just going to clear that one all the way downfield, looking for a touch right here. Cherry picking from that midfield line. He's got all the space in the world to work with.
Oh my goodness, what a touch from Demon there. Just launches it downfield, narrowly missing the ceiling, and there sits Grills. Just has to put that one on target. Good passing play to not only clear that ball, but put a shot on net.
Transitional play coming out strong for the Embers in that situation. We finally got that first half goal you were wanting. But here we go, out of the corner.
Uh-oh.
Bit of an awkward situation there. Double commit indeed. Skills is going to have to play this one by himself for a second. Grills off the corner. Nobody in the midfield to make a play out of that one, though, and the dudes will be moving downfield. Tough situation on the offense there with that double.
Yeah, when you have an opportunity like that where you're on a potential fast break, try and push that ball in the air to make the defender go up, use boost, and put him out of position. There, when it's going on the ground, he can just hit it to the corner and continue his rotation.
Good opportunity there. Joe Fresh just did wave off to respect Grills on that one. And fortunately for the dudes, it's only a 1-goal deficit, and they got punished on. Unfortunately, they were only able to score 1 last game, so that might be a little bit difficult. Demon into his own backfield. I'm going to pinch this one off the corner wall. Skills going to try and keep it moving, but a great dunk as well. Demon keeps this play moving. Bit of a double demo there. Skills and Grills both out of the play. They'll just drop in front of the box, though, and it feels like the dudes are grasping desperately at a potential to make a play in the midfield.
Yeah, and they had the net wide open. Skills, no defender in net again, but they cannot get the ball into the midfield to an open teammate.
And in the box play has really been favoring the Embers. If you ask me, quality shot chance there, but again, Skills there to meet it. No such thing as a free goal so far this series. Over to Ralph. Finds a good spot on the backboard. Potential for a passing play here, but Sosa there to meet it. Now Grills taking possession. We've seen some solo plays so far. Sosa getting a little bit of action on that one as well. And honestly, I feel like he kind of had that red vision there for a moment.
Oh, Demon got hit by Grills as well on that play and was breakdancing out there on the field. Finally regained his composure, rotating back. But what a read from Ralph. Demon just gives it to him.
And I mean, if you're Demon in this situation, you realize what's going on here. You have to make an effective clear on this ball. Ralph is bearing down on you, so you gotta do something. And when you're thinking about that, you're thinking, and then you force a play out of him. It's easy for Ralph to make that kind of play. So a great force on that one. Just sending it towards the net, and let Demon do the rest of the work. He's not gonna be able to get a quality clear. Easy follow-up for Ralph. And again, good force on that play. But as we approach the 1 minute mark, things still a toss-up. And honestly, you simultaneously hate to see it and you love to see it, because honestly, toss-up games, the best feeling in the world. A great passing play coming out here. Demons in the air, no touch made. Sosa for the follow. And there you go. The Embers have the lead once again.
And watch, here comes Demon. He throws the entire defense off by going up. They're all expecting a touch. You get 2 defenders out of net, and out comes the last third, just hoping and praying that he can somehow block the shot going on net, and he's nowhere close.
And you can see that all 3 of the defenders are just kind of waiting, like, what's he going to do? We expect him to hit this area, we're all ready for it. And then suddenly, no, it's Sosa. Surprise. There's still time on the clock, though. The dudes will be able to come back from this one if they can just put 1 more on net. And here's Ralph, quality chance there, taken away by Grills. Demon for the quick follow, Skills, good idea going for that dunk. Nice bump there as well as towards the net. Grills is going to be able to make it in time. Unfortunately, not a demo. They're going to have a full defense here. And the dudes get cleared out. 15 seconds now on the clock.
Ralph needs to call off Skills there. Skills had the lateral pass to Joe Freshness wide open, but now 10 seconds to go. Can they score?
Ralph unable to push that one to the back wall. A huge miss right there. Still time on the clock, though. This bounce favors the dudes, but they're expecting a touch out of that one, and the Embers have all the control at the end of regulation.
Yeah, we've seen that multiple times now where the ball's in the air. Team has an opportunity to push the ball down the field for a game-tying goal, and the opposing team just lets it hit the ground. You've got to have one player just sitting underneath the ball just in case they try and do that.
In this game, a lot less action as well. I mean, if you take a look at that scoreboard, we're only seeing 4 shots on both sides of the ball. 3 saves versus 4, obviously just standard stuff. But it's weird to see because we had so many shots last game. I believe it was 9 to 10 in terms of shots. So we're thinking like action, 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 action. And now, they slowed down. They took the pace down a notch, and still the Embers were able to take away with it. So even though the dudes tried to adapt to their opponent's play style, it just didn't work.
Yeah, we saw both teams launching the balls into the corners, and both teams trying to get a stranglehold on that midfield, and neither one really coming out on top. Obviously, we saw a team come out on top, which was the Embers. Yeah. But as far as just really making a statement and dominating on the field, the Embers are doing a great job of winning, but they're not really controlling the pace up and down.
Yeah, I can definitely agree on that one. Nobody's really able to control the pace. That's what we're talking about. They're so close to each other that no team can really make what they want out of the game. I mean, usually we see the dudes, they're going for those passing plays broken up by the Embers all the time. The Embers going for the passing plays broken up by the dudes. So now it kind of falls on the solo plays and personal mistakes of every player on the pitch. And we were talking about that. 1 or 2 plays can change the outcome of the game. And unfortunately for the dudes, they're now finding themselves in this spot where, well, we're 2-0 down. We've got to do something about this.
But honestly, if I'm on the Pittsburgh Embers, why change anything? They're up 2-0. They may not be absolutely stomping the dudes, but you're not trying to do that, I guess. All you need to do is pull out a series win. And if they can sweep, that puts them in a pretty spot. And look at the offense coming out.
This still might be on target as well. There's Sosa. What a save from Ralph. He's not quitting on that one anytime soon. But a good sign of life for the Embers. Don't want to see a team get complacent. Honestly, a 3-0 sweep is great. And for the dudes, that would sting so much for a 1-goal game. 3 games in a row. And to lose the series off of that. So we'll have to see if we still got a breath of life in them. But here you go. Trying to make a passing play. Once again, caught off by Demon. They're there to close that door before it can really even be opened.
Yeah, that passing play upfield to try to clear the ball is way too slow. If you're trying to do that, it's got to be a quick pass, and that was almost on target. Nice redirect attempt, but someone's got to pressure this ball. If you're on the dudes, you cannot just keep leaving the midfield open and letting the Embers push you into the corner.
And as you mentioned, that's exactly where they were at the moment. And here's Sosa, going to try and do exactly the same. Joe Freshness will take it away. No extra touch on it, though. Grill's looking for the double. Noah's up to Demon now, but he gets shut down by Skills rather quickly. And now the Dude's trying to move downfield.
There it is.
Good shot opportunity there, but Grill's, again, there in position. Going to take him out of the play, however. And the Dude's starting to get more and more physical as we delve deeper into this series. Will that be the difference maker?
Can be, absolutely. What you've been doing isn't working, so change things up. And change them up quick because you have 3.5 minutes to not get beat.
Fortunately, they don't have a goal against, so they only need one in order to take the game, but it'll take some strong defense as well. The Embers will drop that one off on the side. Easy save here for Demon, gonna drop that one to the midfield. Joe Freshness now, a drive down. Grill's there to meet it. Into the corner, it's Sosa, out towards center. Didn't get the favorable bounce that he wanted. Skills now up to Joe Freshness, quality shot, no such luck. It's gonna be sent right away. But a good play nonetheless, Skills for another one. Sosa will be blocking that one this time around.
Sosa comes out of nowhere to get that save. Going to be very difficult to put a goal in the back of the net, but that one's wide open. Skills recognizes it and puts the Dudes up by 1.
And we're seeing explosions going off a lot on the blue side of the ball. Demon just chose the wrong spot to go for boost here, which is unfortunate. But hey, we said that, you know, those individual mistakes can make or break a game. And there you go, the Dudes are gonna take advantage of that every single time. Now they got about half a game left to see if they can hold this lead.
It's gonna be hard. We've been seeing some great stuff from the Pittsburgh Embers.
Oh, and that's a key miss right there, but no, Sosa doesn't put it on target. Well, he's gonna want that one back, I can guarantee you that one. As we pass that, that would have been a huge tying goal as well. Now Joe Freshness with a shot on target. Sosa will be there to meet it. A great beat right there. Skills, no boost, just barely manages to make it back. And again, the Embers with it right in front of them. They just can't get it through.
Yeah, but the Dudes are starting to respect the counterattack from the Pittsburgh Embers, realizing that, hey, when we push that ball downfield, expecting an immediate offensive push from them, and they're doing a great job recognizing when shots are going on target.
2 minutes left, and the Dudes trying to keep this offense alive. No demo coming through on Sosa, just a little bit too quick for the Dudes player. Sosa, no touch made there. Would have been very favorable. Grill's looking for a piece of the backboard, finds one, but Skills and an outstanding read to push it all the way downfield. And you can tell the Embers starting to commit more and more men to the offensive third when they're starting to make those pushes. The Dudes with a long clear or a couple could really make this game easy for themselves.
And the spacing is great right now. They're reading where the Pittsburgh Embers want to put the ball and placing themselves strategically.
Oh, what a save from Sosa. I think he was inside the post on the net on that one. And correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, keeping them to a 1-goal deficit. Joe Freshness going to keep this one in the zone. 70 seconds on the clock, and the Embers getting locked in right now. We got Pandora's box on the blue side of the field. They finally get it to the orange side, but not for long. Again, Joe Fresh is just gonna boom that one downfield, and they're gonna be able to play this one reactively.
Oh, nice challenge there from Demon. 1 minute to go, and a crucial mistake from Ralph. But thankfully, Joe Freshness is there to send that one away. Give the Dudes some time to recollect themselves.
And again, just throwing that one all the way downfield, and they're ready for the next offensive push. Doesn't necessarily matter that they take control of the ball. The Embers have little time to work with now, though, and they might start getting a little bit more desperate. Oh, nice pinch play! Sosa blocked out by Ralph, though, and they're going to want that one back as well. Just be a little bit quicker. They could have scored. 30 seconds now on the clock, and they're going to have to push all the way downfield. And a good opportunity for the Dudes. Double commit right there. Demon will be first back to the ball. Sosa playing it upfield, but again, Dudes in such a favorable position right now.
Absolutely. 10 seconds to go. Pittsburgh Embers just need one, and that one is dangerous. They both go up as they both have to, and time is running down. And it looks like Joe Freshness is gonna kill that ball and give the Dudes a win in this series.
My goodness. Well, the Dudes certainly making them work for it, but another 1-goal game, and you know, you give them that win, it doesn't feel like, you know, they're going to make a reverse sweep. It still feels like, I mean, you guys just kind of barely eked that one out. So regardless of the fact that they won, you still got to be worried that the Embers are going to take this next win. It's not one of those things where it's like, we got the momentum, guys, let's take this and push it straight through. It's more of like a, oh boy, we're still kind of on the ropes.
Well, you've also got to respect the fact that the Dudes look like they're starting to warm up. They're looking like a train. It's taking them a little bit of time to get that momentum, but once they get it, there's no stopping them. If you're on the Embers, you cannot give them that opportunity. They're starting to find themselves in that midfield. They're starting to connect on those passing plays. That's a scary thought. If you've got that 2-1 lead, do not get reverse swept here.
Well, again, though, there were just a couple of key mistakes from the Embers as well on the offense and the defense alike. So there's a couple spots where they might be thinking to themselves like, okay, well, the dudes, they might be an unstoppable train, but, you know, we just have to, we made a couple of mistakes there. We know that we can beat these guys. They're going to recollect. They're going to say to themselves, okay, all right, it's no big deal. They beat us this one game. Maybe we got complacent. Maybe we just made a couple of those key mistakes. Easy stuff to fix. So that's another reason why I say the dudes, you still got to be careful. And we move into game number 4. It's going to be really what's on their minds and what's on our minds as well. Will the dudes be able to keep this up, or will the Embers think to themselves like, okay, we got no problem taking this?
It's going to be a toughie. If you know me, you know I love Game 5s. So not that I'm playing favorites, but I would just love to see the series go to Game 5 just for the factor of some nail biting.
Yes, well, I mean, if you're an RLCS watcher and you don't like Game 5s, then, I mean, I'd want your autograph because you're probably the rarest person in the world, to be perfectly honest. Here we go. We got the dudes facing off against the Embers. The dudes fighting for their lives right here in this series. The Embers want to close it out right here on match point. There's still a lot of life in our orange players. Demon's going to open up the offense right here. Sosa, quality dunk. Looking for the center as well. There's Grills, great connection, and it just barely finds its way into the right side of the net.
Great passing play coming out of the corner. Good challenge from Sosa, and all he has to do is put that one into the box as Ralph can't get up in time. And the Pittsburgh Embers have the lead. All they need is to maintain it.
Yeah, but with 4.5 minutes on the clock, that's a tall order. We've seen a lot of one-goal games, so you know it could happen. But I'm not going to put it past them. Or I'm not going to put it past the dudes. Onto the back wall already, actually, are the dudes. They'll be touched up high. Grills off the ceiling now, looking for a touch over to Demonator. Ralph to field it out of the midfield. All the way to the other side. Grills is still ready for it regardless. The dudes looking to set up any sort of offense right here. The first minute has come and gone. Demon on the side wall towards the backboard. Ralph will be there. Bit of a loss 50-50 there, but Joe Freshness will be able to field it regardless. The dudes moving downfield. This could be a good setup opportunity off the corner wall. Demon has to force it to the side. Ralph looking for the center, and I saw skills there as well. A good idea, but the Embers going to shut it down immediately as soon as a mistake is made.
Yeah, they can see the plays starting to develop, and they're able to put themselves in between those passing lanes perfectly, and skills, good double tap to throw Grills off, but Joe Freshness bites on that challenge and sends that one away.
Good chance there from Demonator as well, playing that tight angle, trying to mix it up just that little bit to get the edge over their opponents. Now Demon to the backboard. Sosa's in the air, off the backboard once again. Great touch there from Skills. He's been so clutch getting those backboard clears when it matters most, just before the opponent gets there. But right now for the dudes, this defense isn't going to win it for you. You're facing like a loss in this series if you can't score in these next 3 minutes.
Well, they did a great job of withstanding the offensive pressure from the Embers. They were all under 30 boosts there and managed to get out cleanly without being scored on.
Skills off his own corner wall. Wolves fall over to Grills. Embers keeping up the pressure very well here. Joe Freshness will finally clear it off to the corner, but Grills on it once again. And the Embers closing the vice grip right about now. Sosa looking for that dunk, but will not get past Ralph again. Straight back to the corner with Demon. No dunk on Joe Freshness, but Grills is coming up for it already. Gets beat out to that one, but did get the boost. Very important boost steals. The dudes will not have anything to really push this offense into the Embers' half, and we've seen so much of the orange so far. What are the dudes going to have to do to finally get it out?
Stop lobbing it downfield like that. Try and catch that ball in your hood and dribble it downfield, because you just keep handing the ball right back to the Embers, and that is not a way to score.
The Embers just continue to apply the pressure. Demon actually has to defer to Joe Freshness on this ball, but will be able to get up right after a good bump on Skills. Got sent to the moon. And now Ralph in a very awkward spot will rely on Joe Freshness to get that one away, but still barely just past the midfield line, and the Embers will be able to field it out of their own corner.
And no pressure put on that ball in the midfield. They're just going to keep pushing this ball down. It's like they're waiting for a mistake to happen, but the Embers are playing perfection so far.
It does seem like that. We saw the dudes get shut down when they made that single mistake on the offensive end. So the Embers are truly just closing all of the gaps right now. Grills, nice solo play underneath of one. Got past Ralph, Demon for the shot. It's on target, but Joe Freshness is not having that one. They'll move it out to the side. Joe Freshness down to Skills, blocked away by Sosa, cutting off that passing lane, that ever-important passing lane, and they have one of their own. It's off the backboard. Grills follows it up.
This play from Joe Freshness must have been on audiobook because Sosa heard it from a mile away, cuts in, steals the ball, and then passes it off the backboard to find Grills. A 2-0 lead for the Embers. The dudes have a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in.
And a 2-0 lead in a series that's all been Game 1 victories for both sides of the ball. So now the tallest order I think we've seen this entire series so far, but a quality clear here. They finally break out of their own end. Perhaps that kickoff reset was exactly what they needed. Joe Freshness was taken out of the play, but they remain in the offense for just a second. Skills gets the ever-important touch there, but he'll fall to Sosa straight into the orange corner as we approach the final 30. I'm not sure if the dudes are going to be able to pull us out.
Almost next to impossible with 30 seconds to go, but we've seen it happen a ton of times, but they're in the wrong end if they want to put a 1 next to the 0 that they have right now.
Finally, good push downfield. Ralph not in position to make a play off of that one. We rapidly approach the final 10, and the Pittsburgh Embers, they're just looking to shove this one into the orange half at this point. Ralph in the air, touch off to the side. They need one with time left. Joe Freshness in the air, over top of Demon. It has to drop down. Sosa gets a quality touch. Time expires, and the Embers have their first win.
Good showing from them, and that Game 4, it just felt like the pressure got to the dudes. They changed up their gameplay. They were hesitant to go and challenge a ball. They were scared to get out of their own end. We can't see play like that if we expect to see wins from them.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? It didn't really feel like they were scared to get out of their own end. It more felt like they were panicking to me because honestly, you talked about it. They were just lobbing balls downfield. They really didn't seem to care what happened to the ball as long as it wasn't on their half, and you got to have that foresight. They know it. They just kind of got locked in that mentality of we don't really know what to do with this other than try and get it downfield. Once that second goal got run home, I honestly feel like they were completely out of it at that point.
Yeah, that one's a deflator right there. Just takes all the air out of the arena if you're a Dudes fan, and especially if you're on that squad. But we did see moments of greatness from them. It was a close series, even though the series score doesn't translate that. But regardless, I still think this is going to be the greatest North American rival series we've seen to date.
Oh yeah, I hope so. I think that makes us both wrong on our predictions for this match. So, well, bummer there, but
I blame you. I blame you entirely for calling out Halloran. That is just a curse that he put on you, and that's your fault.
I'm going to take it because honestly, it probably is my mistake. But that's the end of that match. Dudes get a loss 3-1 versus their opponents on that one. The Embers did so solid. We're going to take a quick break. But right after that, we're going to have the Peeps versus Upper 90. And that's going to be one to watch as well. We'll be right back.
Got wandering eyes that I seem to follow. Can only stay still for some time. I've never aligned with the city's pulse, so that makes it easier to leave behind. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering that could be the one you're missing. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering.
I could be the one you're missing.
Wondering why I don't know the feeling of walking through these streets like they're mine. Trying to find a way to new beginnings somewhere in a different life. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering that could be the one you're missing. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering.
I could be the one you're missing.
Scrappy, aggressive play wins the day as the Pittsburgh Embers are able to take down the dudes in 3-1 fashion. I'm Haloran, joined now on the desk. Stacks, Corelli, that was an incredible matchup, but one of the most hilarious things is, as I'm walking out here, I just walk up to Squid and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I think we're learning don't ever go against Haloran because he's making all of us look absolutely silly. But that was a great performance by the Embers. At times you looked at what was happening to them and you wondered how on earth is this team actually winning this series because they were kind of falling over each other, running into each other, but they got it done.
Yeah, it is weird because the dudes seem to be, at least on paper and in that game, a little bit more clean. And yet they lost 3-1 to the Embers. and so it was really confusing. And I remember saying, I was like, man, I'm actually kind of shocked to see the dudes come out and not perform up to that level that we would expect with a name like the dudes, especially in the North American Rival Series. We've seen them a lot. Ralph is here again. So, yeah, it was a very strange first series from the dudes. I hope that as we see them further down the line that things get a lot better for them.
For me, it just seemed like they started to find themselves towards the back end of the series. They were punishing a lot of the mistakes out of that aggressive play from the Pittsburgh Embers at the beginning, but towards games 3 and 4, just the intensity of their shots started to go up overall. So I think we'll see them have a much stronger performance going forward. Next matchup, Upper 90. We saw them in action before. They'll be taking on the Peeps. Upper 90, I really hope that they just manage to shake a lot earlier off and just come in here with a fresh start because going down 2 at the very beginning is going to be tough.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting offseason for the Peeps as well because, they really had this question of whether or not they were going to play with Pirates again this season. He ended up with the Plot Twist team, and they pick up Reddles. And I think really that in North America might be the biggest pickup in the among all the rival series teams. Upper 90, of course, we saw them earlier. Shadow, he's looked all right. Democat looked as solid as expected. And, this Upper 90 team, they put up a fight in that first match. I think they've got an even tougher task ahead of them here.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on Upper 90 quite yet. We see sparks of greatness. It's something that we saw in the play-ins and then their first match from Shadow and Rodoko. But other than that, it feels like this team seems to be disconnected at some points, and the results coming into this aren't really that stellar. So there's a lot of expectation for me, or I guess curiosity of, again, down the line for a team like Upper 90, how do they perform?
I think in some instances you see a team lose game number 1 and then they warm up going into the rest of the series. And maybe for Upper 90, it's just you lose the first series and then you start the warm up. And maybe they will be able to take on an opponent as strong as the Peeps. But predictions, Stacks, who do you think is going to be?
Last season, and look, I know it's last season, but nobody scored more goals than Arsenal, and nobody had more assists than Gyro. They're back. And I've got the Peeps here. I think they're going to have a strong season. I can't wait, though, for Corelli to tell me why the Peeps are going to lose, because that's what he always does.
No, I have learned my lesson many, many times here on the desk picking against the Peeps, and I will pick them here today. I think that they're going to come out and win. They're a strong team. They've been here for a while, so I think that Peeps will come out and do just fine.
I also am going to have to go for the Peeps. Like you said, Reynolds, an amazing pickup for this team. I think they're going to bring a lot of dynamic play overall in terms of that addition. And we've just seen a lack of momentum and shift going into the teams that we've seen more than once today. So I think Upper 90 will need to prove that they can turn this around going into the second match of the day. But let's find out. It's going to be the Peeps taking on Upper 90 eSports. Gentlemen, it's all yours.
Yeah, this Upper 90 team, again, they do have their work cut out for them, to say the least. This is a matchup that I would imagine if we had a graphic where, we had the chat predict this match, it would probably be at least 90-10 in favor of the Peeps. But it would be a monumental upset, and we've seen some pretty crazy things so far between Europe and North America today.
And here's the thing with the Peeps. And, of course, now with Reynolds coming on,
Yes.
they're a little bit of a different team. But you look back at last season, they started off 4-0. They come out and they absolutely dismantle Bread, a 3-0 sweep. Of course, now Space Station Gaming in the RLCS. So Peeps have shown themselves to be a very, very strong team. It really wasn't up until they lost 2 Game 5s against Manhattan and Splice last season that their playoff hopes and promotion hopes really fell through. So for the Peeps, they're looking for kind of that redemption season and really trying to follow in their own footsteps that they saw in the first 4 weeks of coming out and really taking it to these teams. And they're veterans. These guys have been around here now for a season, and it feels like the Peeps, they're the next in line in the North American Rival Series to go up into the promotion tournament.
Very much like Team Secret in Europe last season.
Right.
Where, 5-2 is a very good record. It can get you to the promotion tournament. At times, it did not for Secret. It did not for the Peeps. And they found out just how brutal and unforgiving this Rival Series schedule is. You have to bring it every single match. This match right here, no exception. First match of the season for the Peeps is underway. And it will be Arsenal climbing the ladder to start things off, looking for Reynolds, and a big save from Democat as the Peeps almost scored extremely quickly. Arsenal now to send this all the way back downfield. Upper 90 needs to answer. They need to get this ball away from Arsenal because he was a sharpshooter all of last season. This ball sent out and away. It's Reynolds again. His shot's going to be wide. No follow-up as Democat sends that across, but Gyro is there. And again, just kind of this three-pronged attack for the Peeps. Left, middle, and right, keeping the ball on the orange half of the field and not letting Upper 90 get any kind of offense.
And Gyro has been one of the more vocal players coming out from this Peeps squad. And I know that sometimes he has confidence issues on how well he's going to play. I know that that affects how the Peeps do overall. And it feels like when Gyro's on point, the Peeps are on point.
It is Gyro sending another one across. And not able to maintain possession. Arsenal looking to center for Reynolds, and that pass snuffed out by Radoko. Another ball looking to go in front from Gyro. It does not get there. And finally, Upper 90 can maybe get some possession and carry this ball downfield. Instead, they play more dump and chase. Now they have a chance. Their first shot is going to be high. Follow-up will be sent away by Arsenal, and Reynolds chasing downfield. Radoko in a tough spot, and the follow-up just a little slow from Gyro.
And up until that point when Upper 90 had a couple shots just right then and there, it's been a pretty scary start for U90. The Peeps have had full control in their attacking third and a lot of space to work with. It's really just been a matter of time for them to break down this Upper 90's team defense.
Arsenal waiting patiently, and he's got a full tank of boost to work with. Should be very scary for Upper 90. He's past 2, but Radoko up to the task as he has been plenty of times. Does miss there, though. Ran out of boost trying to play that out of the corner. Democat now, downfield in the direction of Reddles. This is a dangerous ball across. Rodoko looking to punish, and instead he takes him out.
And upper 90 now trying to find some sort of offense here halfway through the game. It feels like most of the game, if not all of it, has been spent on the defensive third for upper 90. Shadow getting a touch there, but only for a second to slow down the Peeps attack. They really, for upper 90, have just struggled to not only break out from their end, but keep possession. That's what the Peeps are doing so well. Gyro almost sneaking it under and through.
This time it's Shadow making the stop. He and Rodoko have had to play a ton of defense. Democat just trying to play anything at midfield, try to knock some of these Peeps players far away from the ball. It's not working out. Reddles looking for the demo. Instead, Democat able to evade and force Gyro to push the shot wide. Reddles shot again. That's sent away by Shadow. And Democat will just sky this up and try to buy his teammates time to go get some boost. There is boost available, but now they need to scramble back, and they barely do.
And Arsenal almost able to follow up his own touch, and you can see all the open space in the midfield that Arsenal had to work with. Two players rotating back on the same line for upper 90 lets Arsenal have that opportunity.
Reddles challenged by Shadow coming off the back wall. Arsenal, at least able to keep this play alive, doing a lot with pretty much nothing in the tank. And now Gyro just barely able to get a piece of this ball. That slows things down enough. His teammates are all in position. Reddles going downfield off that double commit, and it could be trouble as upper 90 cannot capitalize just yet as we approach the final minute.
And you saw the big bump there on Reddles, opened up and made the defense panic a little bit on the Peeps side. Upper 90 had them going for just a second, and they're finding a little bit more space and possession. Here's Democat going into an air dribble over one, tries to dunk it through on Reddles, but all three of the Peeps swarm the ball and break out.
Shadow to center here. Democat is there, and Gyro meets him right in his face. Did not let the shot go near the net. Rodoko up the ladder, though. They got to scramble in front, off the crossbar, and sent away by Arsenal.
And after all the talk of Peeps having pressure, it's upper 90 here in the last minute or so, really finding form. You're seeing three demos all at once. Arsenal got two in a row, but here's Reddle into the air, trying to beat Democat to the goal. Hit away, it's still the attack on for the Peeps, maybe trying to find a late second goal. It comes down to Reddles. That one's going to be high. And upper 90, one last chance.
Democat trying to put one up there for Rodoko. Arsenal didn't get the second touch he needed, but this ball is still going downfield for the Peeps. Looking for some 0-second heroics. They had 5 goals in the final 5 seconds last season. Gyro's shot is saved by Shadow. They almost picked up right where they left off, but will go to overtime.
Wow, Gyro had a great opportunity there, but nonetheless, it is a 0-0 overtime between these two teams. And while it feels like Peeps have been knocking on the door the whole game, upper 90 has really come alive.
Shadow could not get a piece of this. Could be trouble. Democat put it in front. Did not go to the sides off the clear, but Shadow does finally finish off the clearance. Nobody really pressuring there for the Peeps as they were retreating. Arsenal now, he's got a full tank to work with. Reddles is going to watch this and retreat to play it back into his own zone.
And not a horrible decision by Reddles. You don't want to overcommit, especially in the first 30 seconds of overtime. Pick and choose when you got to go. He keeps the ball in possession and makes his way downfield, and it's another opportunity for the Peeps. Great decision-making coming out from Reddles.
Plenty of overtimes last season for the Peeps. They played 4 times, only won a single overtime game all season long. And they didn't last very long. I think they only played about a couple minutes combined of extra time. So this, one of the lengthier extra periods they've played, as Reddles will need to send this ball away. And it does get past Rodoko. Democat is there at the center line for Gyro to clear it back. And Reddles is down to wreak just a little bit of havoc. But right there is Rodoko again. Neither side really having many quality opportunities. This could be one if Democat can get around, but Arsenal there to stop the attack.
And things are a little bit different here in this overtime, a little more back and forth between these two teams, and it almost feels like upper 90 have had more opportunities. The Peeps really haven't been able to generate that offense that we saw in the first half of this game.
Every time I say a team isn't really passing very much, we suddenly see a passing play. We're not seeing it much out of the Peeps. Gyro against Democat. This will go across for Arsenal. Shadow will not get there. That was going to be a tough read to get to. And he can't get this ball either. He gives way to Democat. Now Gyro. Back to his own corner for Reynolds. Good control out of the corner, but he's beaten by Rodoko. And now can upper 90 put some offense together. Maybe make the Peeps sweat a little bit on the defensive end. Arsenal taken out of the play.
Open.
There's Democat off the demo himself in 2 minutes plus of extra time. Upper 90 has another lead this season.
I cannot believe how this game ends for Upper 90 when you feel like the Peeps were outplaying them through the first half of the regular time. They really start to turn it around halfway through, and then in overtime they wait for their opportunity, and they finally break down the Peeps defense and find themselves a Game 1 victory.
Yeah, we were joking watching the previous Upper 90 match that, wow, Upper 90 has a lead this season when they were playing against Afterthought. They had a couple one-goal leads. Afterthought would come back and take that away from them. Upper 90, they can't give this lead up. They score in overtime, and it's a big, big first win. And now you talk about Gyro with some of the confidence issues that he's had over the past couple of seasons. For the Peeps, they can't panic.
Well, absolutely not. And I feel like here it's Game 1, first game on stream, first game in Rival Series. I kind of say it a lot here, but I think it is true for most of the teams. And it was a close game too. It wasn't like the Peeps got outplayed here. Obviously they lose, but again, I feel like they were in full control, a lot of possession, and it was just about when you're hot, when you're on in that first half of the game like the Peeps were, you really got to convert a couple goals. You can't have a 0-0 game when you're outplaying your opponent.
Yeah, we talk about that tandem of Gyro and Arsenal. Again, Arsenal leading the league in goals last season. Gyro in assists last season. They didn't get going at all. They had 7 shots at it, but none of them found the back of the net, thanks in large part to the defense of Rodoko in particular. He was outstanding defensively for Upper 90. He's really turned things around for U90. Now they have a chance to go to a 2-0 lead if they can take Game 2 on Wasteland. We are about to get underway here with Upper 90 leading the Peeps. Again, that is not a misprint. Upper 90s leading the Peeps, and we're underway in Game 2.
And I think it's fair to give credit to the defense of Upper 90,
Absolutely.
absorbing all that pressure from the Peeps and not breaking a single time, forcing that overtime. And you could tell that the game really did change once we got into that overtime, and it felt like Upper 90 was really starting to play up to par against this Peeps team into game number 2. How do the Peeps respond?
Yeah, Upper 90, they are not just a team that's happy to be here. They are here to compete. Put up a fight against Afterthought. You would have thought this was going to be a brutal start to their schedule. They've handled it quite well. That shot's going to be saved away. Shadow trying to chase it down. He will find himself. No, he will not follow that play up. And so it will be Gyro booming one away. Reddle's down there with a full tank that he steals out of the Upper 90 end, and the Peeps have their first goal of the season.
Well, we talked about it. You got to convert the chances that you have, and Reynolds has been that point man downfield quite a bit. Finally getting the redirect on target first time, and the Peeps on the board first.
So it took 7 minutes plus for anybody to score in Game 1. It takes 45 seconds for the Peeps to take the lead in Game 2. Arsenal, not going to have the double touch there. Had to go through traffic on his way in. Now Gyro, bank shot, that's towards the net. And Shadow had to scramble to send it away. Gyro again, just playing crisscross across the left and right posts. But now it will be Shadow. Trying to pop over one, he has, but Gyro all the way back very quickly for the Peeps. And they avert any danger.
Now, we really haven't talked about Shadow too much in this series, but we have seen him really pop off in the previous series and, of course, in the play-ins as well. He's been a stellar solo player for Upper 90, but he's been held at bay here for the Peeps, and I think that it comes with that pressure that the Peeps are putting on. We're seeing it now again here in game number 2, obviously getting the first goal in the first half of game number 1. It's really stifled that offense from Upper 90.
You know, motivation is a common theme that we see, especially with players in the rival series. A lot of them have a chip on their shoulders. Shadow
he did it to him.
And he just jukes the daylights out of Reynolds.
And this is what I'm talking about. That is the threat that Shadow has, brings it down, and he doesn't even need to touch it. Reynolds thought the best opportunity was to the back post. Shadow says, no, I'm going to fake it near and just cradle it in, tying up this game.
It looked like Shadow had Reynolds on a string there, and he just slips that ball right by. Rodoko's got to send this away, as Arsenal was coming up behind him. Gyro now, looking for Reynolds. The Peeps know now they have a fight on their hands, as if game 1 wasn't an indication enough. Arsenal will give way to Gyro here. Can he find Reynolds? No, he'll find Shadow. Just barely clips that ball. They're talking about Shadow and motivation as that ball will go all the way through all that traffic and nobody touches it. Shadow, of course, a part of that Defiant team, now the Embers, previously victorious in the match right before this. And you see your former teammates win their first match and you think, okay, I kind of want to match that. You really feel like that kind of eggs them on just a little bit. And now for Shadow, can't get too antsy, but he has been exceptional here in game 2.
We're seeing more and more of Arsenal keeping possession in their final third. But still, the Peeps are kind of running into this brick wall of upper 90, and it's mostly just been transition after transition from upper 90 and immediately back onto defense here as Gyro trying to find someone across. It is Arsenal who does go. No chance on target, but keeps the ball awkward for Shadow. A tough air dribble out into the middle of the field, and the Peeps just really looking for that opportunity, kind of jockeying back and forth in their offensive third, but really not creating any dangerous chances since their first goal.
This one towards the net, and Gyro can't make the save, and Shadow's got his second.
Well, it's kind of out of the blue here for Shadow as he just goes up. It's a free aerial, nobody contesting from the Peeps, and nobody back for the Peeps either. Gyro realizes it, but can't get back in time, and all of a sudden, 2 unassisted goals for Shadow, and upper 90's in the lead.
Well, we'll see if Shadow can go for the trifecta here. He's beaten Reddles, he's beaten Gyro. Beating Arsenal might be the toughest task of the 3. So Arsenal looking to drop one down. That's going to be just wide as the Peeps came that close to equalizing yet again. Reddles out of the corner, gets around Democat, but Rodoko's there to back the play up. Reddles trying to carry here. He's got plenty to work with. Shadow there to disrupt the play, but he hasn't cleared it to the side. And Democat right off the goal line stops Arsenal.
It's a great save and great placement coming out from Arsenal as well. He knew he had a defender in the middle of the net, and he was trying to beat the one on the far post, but he just didn't put it with enough pace. And for Arsenal, you know, he's been in the trenches here on offense, being that man to hold the ball upfield, but just haven't been able to find the net.
Arsenal trying to take this from his own back line. He'll need the help of his longtime teammate, Gyro. That shot just wide from Arsenal, and it's Shadow who plays it right by both.
And it's a little disappointing to see that the Peeps didn't have a follow-up after that ball going off the post or just wide of the net. Upper 90 actually let that ball go almost halfway to midfield, and nobody there to contest it, and the Peeps just weren't ready to have that space, and they could not take advantage of it.
Closing seconds as another shot whistles wide, down to 12 seconds. Reddles got a touch, but it goes off to the corner, not to a teammate. Gyro throwing one up in front. Reddles can't get there in time. Arsenal back towards the net. They had a chance at the end of regulation in game 1, and they're still alive here as that ball kicks up off the lip on the side. Arsenal to keep it in the air. Gyro taken out of the play. Rodoko hasn't killed it just yet.
Everyone
and
win.
Now the ball will stay up. Everybody's up in the blue end, and I think upper 90's a little lucky they didn't get punished because there was not a single car even halfway to midfield at one point.
So it's good for upper 90. They walk away with the win, but man, that was scary. Rodoko keeping that one up and trying to go for the double tap off the backboard. Sent all 3 from upper 90, and the Peeps just couldn't take advantage. Kudos to upper 90 on that demo on Gyro. That was huge.
Yes.
But we could have seen some last second shenanigans nonetheless. Upper 90 walk away with a 2-1 win here and up 2-0 in the series, something that I don't think we would have expected. But it feels like, okay, Shadow goes down and has 2 unassisted goals. It was the solo plays that we were talking about. He's done well there, and it just feels like, again, the Peeps are having accuracy troubles. They hit the post a couple times, Arsenal had a couple good shots, opportunities that just couldn't find the back of the net, and it feels like that accuracy, those chances not being converted, is what's really coming back to bite the Peeps.
Yeah, and now for the Peeps, they've got to get anything going at all. I mean, they've really fallen asleep a couple of times. It's that pressure from upper 90. Sometimes it's come out of nowhere. Sometimes it's been a long, prolonged attack in the blue zone for upper 90. But right now, the Peeps need to go back to the drawing board and realize they've got a long road ahead of them. Upper 90, on the other hand, they haven't got a whole lot out of Rodoko in this series. Once he wakes up, imagine how much tougher they're going to be. So, boy, if I'm the Peeps right now, I am really, really worried about what we're seeing from upper 90. If I'm the rest of the league, I'm watching this going, whoa, where was this team?
Well, and it feels like the Peeps are doing everything right. They finished the test, but they didn't write their name on it. And when they have the ball and they go downfield and they don't put something away, all that work is for waste.
Upper 90 probably sick of hearing all the talk about them this season, that they were one of the lesser teams in the rival series. They had the easiest path of all the teams in the play-in tournament. Again, they are here. They mean business. That shot blocked away. Shadow taken out. Actually, I don't think that shot came off a Shadow. I thought it was
Arsenal.
a blue trail.
Yeah, Arsenal got the demo, but he also got the ball, went clean through, and has a laser off his own backboard. Lucky for him, not on target.
Reynolds with a whiff. Arsenal can just throw that off to the side. Gyro waiting patiently. Boy, he let that come off the backboard. I don't think anybody had boost, and Rodoko arrives in the series.
Well, and this is the thing about Rocket League at this point. You can't have any balls come off the backboard without someone immediately able contesting it as it hits the backboard or immediately afterwards. And nobody was home from the Peeps. They let that one fall into range for a shot, and they were punished.
Shadow lobbing another one in. This time it is defended coming off the back wall, but this will drop straight down, and it is sent away by Gyro, and actually Democat might have even edged that along towards Shadow. Finally, this ball will end up back on the orange side for just a moment, and the Peeps can kind of try to recover here. Arsenal way downfield, but Shadow's up for this ball first, and again, Upper 90 are just quicker to everything than the Peeps. Arsenal only pops this ball in the air, even though there was nobody back for U90.
Yeah, Arsenal didn't have any boost, so he's just trying to push it along. He knew nobody was home for Upper 90, but that was the best he could have done. It wasn't the best pop, and unfortunately, an opportunity wasted on the overcommit from Upper 90, but maybe Reynolds can find the corner there, turned away by Democat.
Of course, this is also the first series in the RLCS or rival series for Reynolds, a player who has come so close on a couple of different occasions to getting into the rival series. Gyro banking one in. Reynolds, nobody's gonna go for the play. Gyro actually getting the bump along the back wall on Democat, but the shot from Arsenal misses the mark again.
And I mean, it is a reoccurring theme, seeing Arsenal have so many chances, but just can't find the back of the net. Upper 90 are letting these chances come. And again, the inaccuracies from the Peeps really plaguing them in this series.
It is Arsenal banking one for Gyro, looking to get all three involved in the play as Gyro cannot get the pass off and he can't brute force his way through.
And Gyro was trying to hold his flip or hold his second touch so that he didn't just throw the ball into two defenders and pinch out. He was forcing them to come to it and maybe even get faked on that play so that his teammates might have another chance. Ultimately doesn't work out.
Gyro able to read this one off of Rodoko's hood. And now Reynolds not able to find Gyro. That ball pops up and off to the corner. That miss though out of the corner from Upper 90. Gyro for Arsenal. Gyro able to take out Democat, but Shadow somehow got a piece of that ball, and Arsenal can't finish high above the goal.
That's a tough opportunity for the Peeps, but again, knocking on the door here. They have the pressure. They have the opportunities coming. They've got to convert. Upper 90 haven't done a great job on defense here, opening up and leaving a lot of space. And you said it in the first game, Upper 90 really just throwing the ball away downfield and hoping that a counterattack can materialize.
Well, this will drop straight down for Gyro. He's got Arsenal downfield, but he needs that corner boost in the orange end. He's got it. Now can Reynolds get anything in front? Arsenal thought about it, but that ball didn't kick out far enough, so he will retreat and try again. Drop down pass for Gyro, right between the eyes. This game is tied.
And it's not Arsenal who puts this one away, it's Gyro getting involved, and it's a great pass down from Arsenal. You can see everyone on U90 in this replay is on a flat line in front of their net. Nobody's able to come and challenge the ball, which means a free pass to the top of the box. And Gyro, maybe not the best shot, but it goes in.
Gyro just getting a piece of Democat here, who's cheating up off the kickoff. Still a chance for a kickoff goal to reclaim the lead, but Upper 90 are sent away. All three cars along the back wall for the Peeps, but they do break out in formation. It's Arsenal, not able to get around Rodoko. Gyro now may have to play this ball again. He does, and the shot sent away by Democat, dangerously close to the face of the goal. Again popped up, this time by Rodoko. Can Reynolds get the angle? He can, but Shadow's there to close the door. Now Arsenal, he'll try again, setting the table for Reynolds. Big drive, this time it's saved by Democat.
And U90 are really getting boost starved here. You're seeing so many chances come through for the Peeps. You saw how much space Reynolds had coming from midfield, and he just drove straight through the middle of the field up for that shot. Nobody from U90 able to get out and challenge. But for Upper 90, they are lucky to get out of this one without giving up a goal. They were boost starved, they were being pushed around their own net. Everyone was sitting on their goal line, and the Peeps were just taking pop shots at the goal.
Rodoko not able to get past Gyro. That kicks all the way over to Arsenal. 2-on-1 opportunity, and Arsenal not able to beat the two defenders. 10 seconds remain before we see perhaps another overtime. Remember, it was 7 minutes before we had a winner in game one. Gyro, floating one, falling, and it falls to the ground. And Arsenal could not finish. We go to overtime for the second time in this series.
Oh my goodness, 14 shots coming out for the Peeps, and it's almost over. Shadow puts it off the crossbar in the first 6 seconds, and it finally goes in for a Democat. U90 looking so good in overtime in the first 9 seconds, and they put to sleep the Peeps.
That is incredible. What a series from Upper 90. Not just and also ran in this season of the Rival Series. They have brought the fight to both Afterthought and the Peeps, and they come away from it 1-1 on the season on a very tough opening night.
I don't know what to say for the Peeps here because I feel like in this game in particular, they really shouldn't have lost. I don't know how many more chances they needed to find the back of the net. And I feel like I could have said that for a few of these games. And credit to Upper 90. Again, the defense held strong. Sure, it wasn't the most beautiful defense, but they come out with a win here and a clean sweep over the Peeps. That definitely says something. But I feel like the Peeps definitely kind of beat themselves here.
That almost, I don't want to say it did, but it almost felt like that Manhattan series, right? Where, you know, of course, that was mid-season for the Peeps, where they were flying high and the expectation was, okay, they're going to compete for a spot in the promotion tournament. And this Manhattan team that hadn't done much of anything all season comes and trips them up. That's what that felt like for the Peeps. All those shots, they were hitting the crossbar, left post, right post, nothing actually finding the net. And, you know, a good defensive effort, a great defensive effort from Shadow and this Upper 90 squad just stifles them. And they were left completely puzzled all series long and frustrated too. You could see more and more as that series went on.
Yeah, and I think the Peeps definitely walk away with this one frustrated. And for Upper 90, they walk away
elated.
Elated. Yeah, exactly the word. I feel like they're super happy to take down a very strong team in the Peeps, and for them, this is a huge win.
Well, that gets us through 3 matches in North America, and coming up, it's really the main event of the evening. Afterthought, Birds and the Bees. Don't go into, actually, do go somewhere. Go get some popcorn during the break. Come back. There's going to be a lot of entertainment to follow in our final match of the North American Rival Series Week 1.
I saw you all alone. Your eyes match the weather, raining under pressure. Oh, you say you wanna go, yeah. So let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Strangers found lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers found lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, 'cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad.
Bend but don't break. That is the mantra and motto for a team that definitely struggled in their first match for the day, but they totally turned things around and had a 3-0 sweep over the Peeps. They have to feel amazing about that.
Absolutely. If I'm on upper 90, I'm feeling real good about the season after my first week, especially when you have two matches and you go 1-1. You don't completely ruin your season because they could have very easily gone 0-2, and that's where you're like, well, I don't know if we're going to make top two. It's really, we don't really control our own destiny at that point. So for upper 90, they give themselves a great shot to make a good run here in the rival series.
And very similar to the Baguette squad that we saw in Europe, a team that was not expected to do a whole lot this season, but they really had a strong first week, going, again, they do go 1-2, the Baguette squad in Europe, but they put up a fight, a real big fight against Complexity in that series, a team that everybody thinks is going to be great. Upper 90, having two matches that looked absolutely brutal on paper, but hey, 1-1. You play the games for a reason.
Absolutely.
Between Shadow's Globetrotter dribbling or Democat's defense, like some of his saves are absolutely insane. It's really cool to see one of these playing teams really show up and have that kind of grit. But the next matchup, match number 4, if you've been paying attention to social media at all, Afterthought, Birds and the Bees, this has been one a lot of people have been waiting for.
The main event of the evening. Let's take you back to mid-February, right before the roster lock. The two teams are Egg is Ty Not Tyler, Hato, and Roldiz, while Afterthought is Shock, Hoxer, and Mist. Then February 18th, Shock is kicked off of that Afterthought team by Shock. And yes, by the way, we have brought plenty of popcorn. We will be enjoying this. He is replaced by Hoxer and Mist with Roldiz. That leaves an opening with Ty Not Tyler and Hato. They pick up Shock. And because the drama gods absolutely love us here in the rival series, they both qualify despite having to scramble for players right at the roster lock deadline for the rival series. Now they're here, and they close out week number 1 in NA. What more could you ask for? Are you not entertained?
And of course, the Too Long didn't listen to the caster. They have bad blood between these two teams, and that's why we're excited. They play each other the first time on stream, the first match, first week of Rival Series. So we're very excited to see how these teams end up.
It's so interesting to see the concept of, like, it's not personal, just business when you make a roster change, how that becomes entirely personal. I'm really looking forward to this matchup. In terms of predictions, though, Stacks, who do you think is going to take it at the end of the day?
Ball don't lie. I've got Afterthought here. And I really do feel like Shock got a raw deal in that whole ordeal. I think he is going to be as motivated as anybody to really stick it to Birds and the Bees. I think he's going to have a big series. Afterthought takes it.
I have to agree. I'm going with Afterthought as well. I think that this is the only matchup of the day between Europe and North America that I really, really struggled with, and I want to go with the Birds and the Bees, but I feel like Afterthought, they have the experience in Tyler and Hado. Shock has been playing incredibly well, and I feel like he's motivated to really stick it to this other team and his opponent. So, yeah, I'm going with Afterthought.
I'm going to have to join you guys. I'm also going to go for Afterthought. Just the idea of Shock, the emotional journey that he shared with social media to be able to rally back from that, form a new team, and then be bolstered by two players who have tons of experience and have motivation in their own right. I think this is definitely going to be Afterthought series to lose, but let's find out. It's going to be Afterthought. Birds and the Bees. Gentlemen, take it away.
Well, the last time all three of us picked the same team, it did not end well, but if nothing else, at least we've got popcorn, so we will not go away empty-handed, but really down to business here. Afterthought, they did have an exceptional first series with Upper 90. They did drop a game, but they had that record-tying performance from Tyler, 5 goals, joining 5 other players that have done it in the rival series, and really that set the tone, I think, for that whole series.
Yeah, and obviously Tyler played amazing, but I really like watching how Shock plays in this game, or in general. I think that he controls the midfield a lot and just is a hassle to deal with when he's on the ball, so look out for him. But of course, Birds and Bees have looked very good in the offseason, and it's a team that a lot of people expected to make the rival series. They're here, and this is their chance to make a statement.
If memory serves correct, the number 2 seed of the play-in bracket, Birds and the Bees, looking to start off their season 1-0, as Afterthought already has. Hado will play this off the corner. Tyler and Mist take each other out of the play, and Hawkser will try to play this downfield off the respawn of Mist. Mist still waiting at the back. This shot is saved by Shock. And of course, again, watch how Shock plays in this series. See if maybe even any nerves get to him. You know, there is such a thing as being too motivated and too up for a match, as Shock will play this one away.
Nobody really getting a good grasp here in the first 30 seconds or so, just really trying to find possession, find maybe small openings that neither team is willing to give up at this point. Like we said, Tyler had an exceptional series early on. It's our first time seeing Birds and Bees, and we know what Hawkser and Mist are capable of. It's our first time seeing Diz in the rival series, but of course, if you've been paying attention to the bubble scene at all, you know that he's a fantastic player.
Shock and Hawkser right next to each other there. Of course, they came oh so close to qualifying for the rival series last season. Shock now trying to twist his way through the air. Follow up from Tyler. Hado's shot will be blocked. Hawkser, right place, right time. Excellent positioning. Hado's demo on Mist. Inconsequential as the ball moves downfield.
Yeah, unfortunate there. The demo did come through, and Shock had a lot of space to work with, but unfortunately cleared up and over his head. Afterthought, so far, has a little bit more of the pressure and able to find more time in their offensive third, but big clears coming out from Hawkser lets the Birds and Bees out.
Hawkser watching this ball, but it will be sent away. Good pass across. Mist is able to beat the defense, and it's the Birds and the Bees that strike first.
And it's a great shot from Mist, but really give credit to Diz being selfless. The lateral pass across the top of the box are so dangerous, hit with pace as well. Mist can really get behind that one and find the back of the net. Birds and Bees on the board first.
I mean, you're just so helpless as a defender in that spot. Once that pass gets through, it is guesswork in the net. And this time, it is Mist who strikes first for Birds and the Bees. Tyler looking for Hado, looking to tie the game, and he does.
And it's really kind of a similar play coming out here from Afterthought. Hado on the end of that one, Ty-Not Tyler. Another lateral pass at the top of the box. And guess who? Hato just sitting and waiting to put that one away. And that's what that kind of pass gives you. It's that power. It's that quick shot to come out. And it's so dangerous. Both teams trading blows with that one.
Ty-Not Tyler looking to boom this from the back wall, but Shock not able to catch up with it. Who will take possession here at the center line? Apparently nobody. Shock able to back up the play. Looking to get the flip reset, trying to get by Hoxer. He cannot. And now Hoxer battling with Ty-Not Tyler. Gets support from Mist. Here comes Birds and the Bees again. Looking to lob one up is Mist, but Shock will send it away. Credited with a save, but it's more of an interception. That is trouble from Ty-Not Tyler, and Hato is barely able to keep this out of the net. Mist looking for the double touch. He's got it, but Ty is right there.
And the demo on Hato opens up the left side of the field, and Roldiz sneaks one at the net. Shock able to push this one away, and for Afterthought, they do finally break out. That's a great segment, though, for Birds and Bees. They were able to put a lot of pressure onto Afterthought and really make them respect the shot. That double tap actually puts the ball in a dangerous spot for Hato, barely able to deal with it. Ty-Not Tyler able to push this one out.
Blocked through as Afterthought looks to get a second goal in a row here. Hato blocked by Roldiz. Missed against Shock. Kind of neutral as it ends up over to the side wall. Ty coming from the ceiling, intercepted by Hoxer. Well read defensively. And now Mist will just play this away for himself. Able to beat Hato, needs some support. And instead, Ty-Not Tyler able to recover for Afterthought.
And I really like seeing the communication coming out between Shock and Ty-Not Tyler. Shock had absolutely gone for that ball in front of the net, but Ty comes through and takes it away so that Shock can sit in net. That's a safe play coming out for them. Here's Hoxer, maybe a second touch, runs out of boost and can't connect.
And Roldiz was up for that as well. He may have had a look at that, if not for that second touch. Roldiz back for the save, though. Boy, big time recovery from Birds and the Bees. Hato's shot is high off the crossbar. Shock does get one of his own, is just into the final minute, and it's Afterthought who'd go in front.
And Shock finally getting on the board here, and that's a tough one in front of Hato. It could have landed on his car to go in. Hoxer in a really difficult situation. He tries to go off the back of his own goal from the save. Shock does a great job of finding the open space in the net, puts it away, and gives his team a 1-goal lead.
Roldiz, lateral pass, and not able to find a teammate. Here's Ty-Not Tyler again, and that's going to be blocked off to the side by Mist. So Birds and the Bees find themselves trailing with 45 to work with. Shock not able to keep possession away from Roldiz. Off the corner out in front, boomed all the way downfield, and Mist has to retreat very quickly. That was dangerous, maybe just barely off the mark.
And just barely getting there. I think that shot was off either way. It actually gets a touch. Hato has got to get back to get that one out. Not as dangerous as previously thought. Here's Ty-Not Tyler now trying to push this one along. Maybe one more for the road for Afterthought as they're trying to close out game number 1.
Roldiz just barely beaten out by Ty-Not Tyler. More precious seconds coming off the clock. Mist can't get the ball downfield. Neither can Hoxer. It is Roldiz who finally gets rid of this ball. Ty-Not Tyler dumps it back in, and Shock will just let it die. Afterthought takes game 1.
And a close matchup between these two teams, mostly because they're trading blows. Obviously, the first 2 goals were in very similar fashion. Afterthought 9 shots coming out, and really on the other side 7 saves as well, and the stats kind of tell the story here. It's a very back and forth game. Not only are both teams getting shots, but they're also playing great defense in the saves. So I think that the scoreboard right there really tells the story between them.
Yet another MVP medal for Ty-Not Tyler as well. And, you know, that's got to feel really good for him having a first good week of league play because, again, he's had mixed results with Allegiance, whether it's been in the rival series or the RLCS. Getting off to a strong start here, win the first series, win the first game of your second. Got to feel really good for him. But Birds of the Bees, they are right there knocking on the door plenty of times. They had 7 looks at it. 1 got through. But you have to imagine if that keeps up, plenty more will find the net.
And again, it feels like both these teams really coming out with confidence and a little bit of swagger as well.
Yeah.
And it really does show in game number 1. And I have a feeling that we might go the distance in this one and just similar trading blows back and forth. I really can't criticize either team for, oh, they got locked in on defense a little bit too long and they got boost starved, or, oh, they didn't have, or they had inaccuracies and they couldn't put away their shots. It felt like really everyone was converting when they needed to. So it's just about how much can you execute when it counts the most. And here in game number 2, we're about to find out.
As we will count down to game 2, a chance for Afterthought to go on match point. Birds and the Bees looking to draw level with, let's face it, their rival this season, and missed. Scores 5 seconds in right off the kickoff.
And this is a tough one because Tyler really sets him up for it and pops that one up for miss, and he just can't get back in time. Hato was there, and Birds and Bees on the board first, like you said, in the first 5 seconds.
They scored first in game 1, could not hold it. It was a quick answer from Afterthought in that first game. Everybody misses here, so missed. Will throw it off the corner, looking for Roll Diz, but he'll have to back off at midfield. Now Hoxer trying to fight his way through. Hato not able to get rid of this ball, and Tyler comes in to help. Now Ty waiting for that corner boost to spawn. He is determined to sit there, and it finally did spawn for him. Hoxer got his shot off, and Tyler using what's left of that boost to make the save, but not the clear, and Roll Diz punishes him for dropping that ball in front.
It is a punish coming out from Roll Diz, and again, it's Tyler not doing a good job with dealing with this, and you never want to put the ball across your own net, especially when you can't follow it up, and Roll Diz just sitting there waiting for it to come down. He puts it away in the first minute. Birds and Bees up by 2.
Now Mist will control this off the kickoff, very patiently finding Hoxer. Great play between Mist and Hoxer, and Hato and Shock were both there on the goal line. Hato has the save. That could be trouble for Afterthought. Now Tyler knocked away from the ball, and that will kill the play for the moment. Great ball from Mist, able to get downfield. He's chasing down Shock, but really just relegated to some pennies there, not able to get a full tank of boost. Hato now met by Mist. Now he does have a full tank, but Tyler has the clear. And now Ty and Hato working their way down the pitch. Can Ty get this in front for Shock? No, and Shock will back off. Hoxer has that ball just right off of Shock. Loose in front again, and Shock barely recovers. Hato just misread that as it came across. Could have been very dangerous for Afterthought, and that could have been dangerous for Birds and the Bees, but they escape unscathed.
And Afterthought have not registered a shot yet in this game. And of course, Birds and the Bees at 5. So a lot more offense coming through for the Birds and the Bees, and Afterthought not looking up to par like we saw in game number 1.
It is Hoxer going upside down. His shot off the crossbar, saved away off the goal line by Tyler. And Hato blocks that shot attempt as well, but look at the spacing for Afterthought. A little bit of hero ball coming out as they've been stifled for the first half of game 2.
And you can see there in the last 20 seconds, Afterthought really bunched up on their own end. There's a double commit, but it actually pays off, as I believe they pinched it downfield. But for Afterthought, they're getting a little bunched up on the defensive end of things, and it has not looked good here in game number 2. They've been throwing the ball away to kind of get some breathing room here, as you can see, and missed lots of space and time to play with this one. Hato immediately shuts that down.
Hoxer around 1, but Ty and Shock combine to get this ball away. That means nobody's home, and Hoxer will get the last touch, and Roll Diz will get spammed. Great pass, I'm sure, by his teammates.
Yeah, Hoxer taking this one away. It was in either way, but this comes off of Afterthought really pushing down the field and overcommitting on the play, and immediately Birds and the Bees able to find the back of the net. Now a 3-goal lead opens up. 2 minutes left for Afterthought to make a difference here in game number 2.
So back and forth these two teams go. The win for Afterthought in game 1, but a convincing effort now here in game 2 as Birds and the Bees have dominated to this point, but Tyler gets one back very quickly here, just outside the 2-minute mark.
So Afterthought finally on the board here, and more than enough time to make the comeback. Again, just beating the defense down the field. Birds and Bees getting caught out just a little bit, and for Afterthought, they've started the timer. They're about to make the comeback.
2:04 remains. We saw Birds and the Bees dominate the first half. Afterthought will need to dominate the second half to bring it back. Shock thought about turning. Instead, he realized Roldiz had him beat. Hoxer gets by Shock, and Ty just strafing across, barely makes the save. Now Roldiz looking to drop one down. Maybe got a little help there from Ty, but there to recover is Shock, and Hato will at least get this out of harm's way for the moment.
Still, you're seeing a lot of these balls being thrown away by Afterthought, not keeping possession. And sure, it buys you that short-term time to collect boost, get back into rotation, but it's tough to develop any offense. Here's Mist trying to go for the double tap, and off the crossbar from Hoxer. It's up to Roldiz to put this one away. And accuracy plaguing here, Birds and the Bees laying to this one, not able to convert.
It is fortunate that the Birds and the Bees have this 2-goal lead. They scored those first 3 goals, but we call those can't-miss opportunities. If you want to be successful at this level in the rival series, you have to convert those, and plenty of teams today have not. Down to the final minute, as Afterthought have been allowed to hang around here in Game 2. Missed as that effort blocked away. Roldiz not able to pinch that as far as he would have liked. And now Shock looking for Ty Not Tyler. He'll delay, loose in front. Shock shot is high and wide, just outside the corner of the frame. Hoxer will boom it downfield. That was Afterthought's opportunity, but again, the Birds and the Bees can't put him away.
And that could have ended the game right there if the Birds and the Bees put that one away. And for Afterthought, you're going to look back at that opportunity and say, hey, we could have given ourselves at least a shot to tie it up, but with time ticking down, they really got to score here in the next 5-6 seconds. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult coming off that kickoff.
And Hoxer, maybe one for the montage, but he comes up empty. The follow-up from Roldiz exactly the way Hoxer planned it, and that's the dagger in Game 2.
Absolutely. Birds and the Bees, a much better game here. A big bump coming out to open up that space, but really it was all the pressure from Birds and the Bees that kind of suffocated the Afterthought team here, and unfortunately for Afterthought, going to drop game number 2.
So the Birds and the Bees, they drop that hard-fought first game, and they come back out in Game 2, and really the message is, all right, playtime's over. A dominant win in this second game to tie up the series for Birds and the Bees.
And of course, if you're fans of Birds and the Bees, then you're happy to see them take it back to Afterthought, and you see the stats there, 13 shots coming out from Birds and the Bees. It really does tell the story about how much offense they had, and you feel like that this was Birds and Bees played consistent through the last 2 games. It felt like Afterthought was a little bit more slow in this one, and it doesn't seem like that they had a lot as much confidence as maybe in game number 1. So the question is, does Afterthought respond with maybe a game 1 presence that they didn't in game number 2, or is this the Afterthought we're going to see for the rest of the series?
I mean, are you entertained?
I am absolutely entertained so far.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we still have this here. If we, yeah, absolutely, help yourself.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
so we now go to Game 3, right? Both teams have a game. And now we look forward to this tie-breaking third game and see who really has the upper hand in this series. It may well be Birds and the Bees. They have the more convincing of the 2 wins. And now I want to see if Afterthought, somebody other than Ty Not Tyler, can really lead them to a W, because it really has been Ty. Every single game that Afterthought has won, he's had a huge game.
And for Afterthought, again, you really want to go back to the way they played in game number 1. I thought it was fantastic, and really trading blows with Birds and Bees. So far, like I said, Birds and Bees being that consistent team through 2 games, and now we're tied up in the series. Like you said, this is the make or break.
2-1 for Afterthought in Game 1, 4-1 in Game 2 for Birds and the Bees. Rubber game here. Somebody will be on match point as everybody kind of bounces off each other trying to cheat up for that kickoff. So Hato will come up from the back, and Shock will make sure this does not go too deep into the Afterthought end. Ty Not Tyler looking to force one through. He's met by Mist, and now Shock will try his luck. He's knocked off the ball, I believe, by Roldiz. Double commit, though, from Shock and Hato. Hato's shot will be sent away. It's about as good an opportunity as they could have hoped for there, and now they have to get back in position.
And it seems like Afterthought starting off on the right foot here with the pressure, and Shock coming through to take away the ball from Hato. That's a double commit coming out from Birds and the Bees. Ty Not Tyler, this is smart to just keep possession, bring it down, and maybe force a dangerous opportunity, as they definitely have this Birds and Bees team in a scramble. But now Roldiz on the transition might have an opportunity turned away by Hato.
Hoxer still on this ball here, trying to play that in himself. and Ty Not Tyler there with him every step of the way. Shock now, right at Mist. And now Hato waiting to follow this play up, and Mist wins the challenge convincingly. Well done as the Birds and the Bees try to score first in game 3. Minute and a half gone by just about as Ty Not Tyler pops that one off the ceiling. Hato looking for a teammate. No, he's gonna play that for himself. And Shock kind of coming up unnecessarily and beaten to the ball because of it.
Afterthought finding themselves on defense here, and that pressure coming through from Hoxer, trying to play this one across. Here's a shot from Mist, turned away by Ty Not Tyler. And Roll Diz still trying to keep this attack on, and Afterthought finding their way out, but already it's much better from Afterthought. They're moving down the field with a little bit more confidence in keeping that possession, but Birds and Bees still making it difficult. We're seeing still that consistency from this team to put on that pressure and create some dangerous opportunities.
But still, Afterthought really looking like Ty Not Tyler and friends. If he's not getting it done on the offensive end, he's doing it on the defensive half of the field. Ty looking to drop one down for Hato. Good pass, but no follow-up, as Mist should be able to control this. Good read by Hato to send that back in. But again, nothing doing for Afterthought. They can't keep a prolonged attack there, and they really haven't been for quite a while, even going back to game 1. That shot's gonna be high and wide. Nobody really tracked that ball either, and it seems like Birds of the Bees are getting very comfortable on either side of the field.
Well, and Afterthought's struggling to keep possession really on both sides of the field, but right now they're kind of in panic mode. But when they go down the field on offense, it feels like that they just can't keep it when they have the attack on and they have the advantage on Birds of the Bees, whether it's positioning or boost control. It just feels like Afterthought immediately give the ball away and it's one try and then back to their own end.
Oh, right now, they desperately need boost. They have been hemmed in their own zone for a while. They're having to get very creative about how they send these balls away. Hato not even able to get that boost either, as Mist beats him to the punch. This will drop down in front, but nobody can even dare to challenge. Now Hato, that drops down for Shock, who puts one right down Main Street.
Oh, that's exactly what Afterthought needed. Just one chance to fall through, and Hato, it's a tough pass to read as it comes off the top of the ceiling there, straight down to Shock, and the defense from Birds and the Bees not able to read it, but Shock had it all the way through, and a 1-goal lead opens up for Afterthought.
Boy, that is exactly what Afterthought needed after being frustrated on the defensive end for so much of this game. Able to just get one opportunity and take advantage of it. Shock, though, gives this ball away to Mist, and Ty Not Tyler has to boom it away. Roll Diz and Shock collide. That could cause some trouble for Birds and the Bees. Hato with a demo in front, but Mist is there to back him up. Now Shock, another pass. Oh, Hato backflipped. This could be trouble. Somebody's got to get there. Nobody will. Mist ties game 3.
And Hato had no boost here when the ball goes over his head, and Mist was downfield. He's just got to come through and tap it away. Hato's trying to catch up with a couple of flips. He even got bumped by his own teammate to possibly make him go faster, but still couldn't get back. So a mistake coming out from Afterthought, and we're all tied up.
We'll see how costly that proves for Afterthought. I mean, Birds of the Bees had to break through eventually. This is bar down and in. Hato gets it right back for AFT.
Well, he's able to redeem himself here, and it's just given away by Roll Diz. Hoxer was coming out thinking that the play was going to move downfield or maybe possibly receive the pass, but it comes straight to Hato, who punishes.
We promised you all day long this match would deliver, and deliver it has. 2-1 with a minute 10 to go in game 3. Mist bringing another one in front. This will beat 2 defenders, and we're tied again.
Mist just doing everyone here on Birds and the Bees. Again, the pass down from Hato to Mist and able to cut Shock. Ty Not Tyler just can't get back in time, and like you said, we are knotted with a minute left.
2-2 with 1:06. Big kickoff here for both teams with overtime looming in this tie-breaking third game. Hato stuffed by Mist. Boy, that's been a theme in this match. His challenges have been on point, have Mists. Now Roll Diz. That will kick right to Ty Not Tyler. Hato downfield, can't do a whole lot with this ball. And Hoxer able to beat the double commit. And now here comes Birds and the Bees. Mist chasing down this ball from Hato. And Hato does get this out of the corner. That's great patient defending by Afterthought's Hato. Now Ty Not Tyler. That ball goes up towards the ceiling. Nobody chases. Hoxer takes out Hato, but Shock will still play this back in, and Afterthought will have possession in the final 20 seconds. What can they do with it, though? Absolutely nothing, as that ball goes to nobody in particular. Another chance. Hoxer is going to be well high. Hato has to chase it down. Somebody's got to rotate in behind him. Hoxer to the back wall.
Demo.
Missed with a big demo. Rolled his shot, denied by Ty, not Tyler, who's come up big yet again and will have overtime again tonight.
One last chance there for Birds and the Bees, but of course another overtime here for these two teams, and missed maybe an opportunity right off the bat. Immediately met by Shock to turn that one away, and for Afterthought, they haven't looked good in the game before. They've looked a little bit better here. They'd love to take the series back, or at least take the lead back against Birds and the Bees.
First overtime for these two. Could be the first of many if they were to play any number of matches. Hoxer, double touch on the way, no. Missed, he'll have a drive, he will score, and Birds and the Bees are one win away from putting away Afterthought.
Missed with all 3 goals here for Birds and the Bees in this game, and man, what a shot from him. Top shelf, that's a tough one to save from Hato. He was facing the opposite direction and missed, really stepping it up when they needed it most in overtime. Birds and the Bees take a 2-1 lead in the series.
And really, especially watching the first half of that game, you would have expected Birds and the Bees to win that game. You wouldn't have expected it to go to overtime, but Afterthought were able to fight back and make Birds and the Bees earn it in OT. But they certainly had far higher quality opportunities and missed a hat trick, a savior medal. The only thing he didn't do is have any assists because he scored all the goals.
Right, it was one heck of a game coming out from Mist, and I think the question now for Afterthought is it was better. Things looked a little bit better for them, but again, trying to convert on offense, not finding the back of the net when they need it. And there was a flurry of goals in the middle of that game,
yes,
of course, benefiting Birds and the Bees, getting 2 out of the 3, all in within 14 seconds. So for Birds and Bees, they're converting when they need it. When they give up a goal, they have an immediate response. And for Afterthought, it took them almost 3 minutes to find their first goal, and it just never really came after that. An overtime goal from Mist, and man, what a game from him. So for Afterthought, we're really talking about how can you get back into this series. They're not out of it, of course not. This was a close game again from them, but they just could not close it out.
And we talk about the motivation for Shock in this series. There's just as much motivation on the other side, especially for Hoxer and Mist, and even for Roldes playing against his former teammates. But, Hoxer and Mist, they certainly had their name dragged through the mud throughout this whole ordeal, and all Mist has done in response is score 5 goals in this series, by far leading everybody. Hoxer's added 4 assists of his own, including one on that game winner, and now we go to game 4. It is must win for Afterthought if they want to have a hope of going 2-0 to start this season. Otherwise, it will be Birds and the Bees with an opening win to start their campaign.
And of course, it's in the last 2 games for Birds and the Bees. It's a 7 goals to 3 that Afterthought have scored. So Birds and the Bees outscoring Afterthought by quite a bit in the last 2 games. It really does paint the picture for Afterthought and their struggles finding the back of the net late in this series.
It is Ty Not Tyler just barely getting a flick on that ball, but not able to really keep possession. Missed, not able to get the touch he was looking for to beat Shock. Hoxer will let this go. He'll take out Ty Not Tyler for good measure and steal their boost, but not able to keep possession, or maybe they are. Ty Not Tyler a little slow off the respawn getting to this ball, and now he doesn't have anything to work with, so he just throws it in the general direction of Shock. It's worked out decently enough, but Birds and the Bees should not have any trouble defending this. Ty Not Tyler trying to drop one for Shock. He is met defensively by Birds and the Bees. And finally, Ty can at least try to control this ball. Get some help from Hato. 2-on-1 opportunity. Demo from Ty, but the shot doesn't come in.
Such a smart play from Ty, but like you said, no shot, and everyone gets back for Birds and the Bees here. That was an opportunity for Afterthought that they just couldn't convert on the pass down. The shot never came through, but it's good to see from Afterthought. We asked for more offense, we asked for more chances, and we're already seeing it here.
Hato, Ty, who's gonna take it? It's Hato trying to force his way through. Difficult angle for Ty. We've seen him score them before, especially in the rival series, but has not happened here. Nobody back as Mist tries to score, but that shot goes wide, and his follow-up, finally Hato able to get back to stuff it. Ty and Hato again trying to work downfield. And right now, if you're Shock, I wonder, do you feel like you really have to force yourself to get into this game? Because he hasn't done a whole lot against his former teammates. That shot's going to be high. Shock able to roll this one away, and Tyler gets it out of the way of Mist.
Another scary opportunity for the Birds and the Bees, and Afterthought playing a lot more reactive on their own end right now and letting Birds and the Bees do what they want. You can see Halo just waiting for that touch off the back wall. Here comes Hoxer now. It's just Shock in net. Shock gets up, and he actually gets it away. Roldiz was waiting for that play to develop and maybe capitalize on a mistake from Shock. And of course, Afterthought, they break out.
Almost a pool shot there, as Hoxer, I believe, was hit on that play. Or actually, Hado came up with a pool shot, but the ball is cleared away. Now Tyler coming up on 2 minutes remaining. Hado for Shock, looking for the right side, and Mist is there for the save. Got to have a lot more pace if you're going to get a shot through at this level. There's another one coming in from Ty. He's over Hoxer. This will angle down, and it is Hado who gets on the scoreboard, and Afterthought are not going away just yet.
And they've had a few chances here. That second touch from Tyler really sets up Hado. Mist just couldn't react to the play at all. He got thrown off, and Afterthought on the board first, and there have been spurts of offense here from them in this game in particular, finally able to convert.
Third goal in the series for Hado, third assist for Tyler, who's got his fingerprints on everything that has happened in this series. Ball crossed over for Mist as Birds of the Bees find themselves trailing late in regulation. Not an unfamiliar position, and they've handled it quite well. Mist popping one up, big time pop, but Roldiz not able to track it down. Mist from Hoxer, not able to continue the play. Hado gets over Hoxer, and more time comes off the clock as Birds of the Bees are forced back to their own end to play defense. Hoxer again, this time getting past both Tyler and Shock. That leaves Hado at the back. Ty able to disrupt the play just enough, and here comes Hado looking for another slow play on the shot, and he feathers it home on the rebound.
And Afterthought are not going away with the fight here, and Hado getting a nice bounce, and the follow-up roll. This does make the save, but it goes right back into Hado and into the back of the net. Afterthought find themselves in a 2-goal lead.
Still time for Birds and the Bees to make this real interesting in Game 4, but a kickoff goal could seal their fate and force Game 5. Shock with the demo. It rolls into his credit, and it looks like Game 5 is inevitable.
So smart from Shock. Just gets a nice light touch so that he can get out in front of that ball, and he didn't even need a demo. All he needed to do was just bump that defender out of the way. So smart from Shock, and he gives his team a 3-goal lead and enough buffer to possibly get through the last minute.
And probably very therapeutic for Shock to have that play happen, but here's Mist coming back the other way, and off the kickoff, there's still a chance for Birds of the Bees to close it out.
They absolutely could with 53 seconds left, and Mist just getting to the ball first. Shock not getting up to that one and following it up off his own crossbar there. 2 goals between these two teams, and for Birds and Bees, they're looking to get a couple kickoff goals.
And what an answer from Mist. You get demoed and watch that ball go into your own net. Come back with your 6th goal of the series. Roldiz looking to drop one in, and he does. And here comes Birds and the Bees.
Absolutely, and this is a tough one for Tyler because he does get up, but it goes straight into the ceiling and back down. And again, Roldiz is just waiting for the mistake. He's hoping that you make that mistake and he can find the back of the net. He does so, and here come the Birds and the Bees.
Hoxer has been a pest for Afterthought to deal with, picking up his 5th assist. Shock shot well wide. Tyler keeps us in the zone. Got to find a teammate, though, as he does not have a lick of boost to work with. Now Shock, dangerous ball, but Hado's right there to play it. And Mist trying to find Roldiz. They're trying to use their teammates to get downfield. Our Birds and the Bees trying not to panic. Under fire here. Big demo from Shock on Mist. Back the other way it goes, and maybe time for one last drive for Birds and the Bees to try and tie up this game. They were down 3-0. They've brought it back to this point. Here's the last gasp. Otherwise, we go to Game 5, and that looks like where we're headed. This shot's going to be wide. Boomed all the way downfield, and we'll have one last game in North America tonight.
Game 5 to decide between these two teams. We wouldn't want it any other way. And Afterthought really did come alive here in game number 4. And it came off of some heads-up play from Shock, of course, with that third goal. And Hato doing some great work through the middle of that game, or excuse me, late into that game. And so for Afterthought, much, much better. They kind of let Birds and the Bees come back into it a little bit, but
that was scary.
Just enough for the drama. And for Afterthought, now they find themselves in a game number 5. And for Birds and the Bees, this gets a little bit scary because Afterthought come off with a win in game number 4, and they feel like it was a commanding win too because it was 3-0 at one point. There was a couple goals that go in for Birds and the Bees, but Afterthought definitely seemed like more and more in control. Still, I feel like Birds and the Bees have been consistent throughout this series, but they're at game 5. They've got to close it out.
I will ask you again. Are you not entertained? High-level drama here to close out North America in week number 1. And, maybe I need a sanity check, but I'm pretty sure Birds and the Bees, they really have felt like the better team here. They've really taken the fight more often to Afterthought, but they haven't been able to close out this series when given the opportunity, and that's when the pressure really starts to mount.
And that was something I said when we were making our predictions. I feel like before even seeing this series, you could make an argument, a strong argument for both of these teams as why they're better than each other, and we're really seeing that that's the case. They're really back and forth in these two teams, and a game number 5 to close out North America Week 1 rival series and to close out who walks away 1-0 or 0-1 between Afterthought and Birds and Bees.
It wouldn't have it any other way with the offseason that these two teams have had. Fate has willed game number 5. That ball stopped by Hato. Follow-up is off the backboard. Follow-up again is in from Roll Diz. 15 seconds into game 5.
Mist involved once again, and Hato's challenge really wasn't that poor. It just comes straight out to Mist, who's able to put that play, or put the ball back into play. And of course, Roll Diz, he's been there really all series long, just kind of sitting in the box waiting for balls to bop out. And he's been capitalizing on it over and over again. Birds and the Bees up by 1.
Change of pace for Birds and the Bees. Missed the helper on this play. His first assist to go with his 6 goals. Hoxer, double touch, is going to be well wide. Follow-up, though, is just off the post. Shock has to get there, and he does, but he doesn't have any boost. And he is going to try just about any trick he's got in the book to make anything happen at all, but finally snuffed out by Birds and the Bees. Shock again, this time with plenty of boost to challenge that shot. But now Roll Diz bouncing one in, and Hato has to clear it over towards Shock, but they need to get downfield rather than just making these passes across.
And Hato again, just giving this ball away. I know he didn't have a lot of boost, but not getting a lot of support, trying to break out from his own end. Tyler bringing this one down might result in some positive field positioning here as Shock able to keep it along. Here's Hato and Tyler, double commit coming out from Afterthought. You can see Shock on your screen just kind of whiz by to get back and make up for that double commit. And so Afterthought have their own attack stifled.
Shock will have all the time in the world to play this downfield. There was a bump at midfield, and Tyler's shot denied by Hoxer. I think Shock got knocked out of the play by Roll Diz. So Hato has to take over, and he cannot push this ball in front. Shock can, but nobody's going to chase it down. Everybody misses, though, and Hato had a look as he was stealing some boost.
That pressure coming out from Afterthought here the first 2 minutes, and definitely looking better here on offense as a shot turned away early from Shock, but here comes Tyler trying to go up and over. Hato's lying in wait. Turned away by the defense of Birds and the Bees.
Yeah, missed, just barely getting a piece of that. It looked like from the angle we had that Ty was going to have an easy shot. That ball is sent away, and there's missed again along the backboard. But this could be trouble. Loose in front, and Tyler is denied. Ty waiting on the side again, but now it'll be Hato who comes in. His bouncing shot deflected away by Mist again.
And a great clear from Mist as well, forcing Tyler to get up and push that one towards the corner. A tough shot comes out from Mist once again, and Hato forced to make a couple of clears here, but it's straight to Mist once more. He's everywhere for Birds and the Bees. Tyler having to get up and push this one out, but still, the attack is on. Tyler able to finally clear that one away for Afterthought.
Who's going to take this? Shock going back for boost, so it's Hato. For Ty, Shock on the drop-down pass from Ty, but that goes off to the side. Was a double commit, though, from Birds and the Bees. Afterthought can't take advantage as Mist bombs it away yet again, and Afterthought are sent back to the drawing board. Again, just having to go back to basics here, trying to get back downfield every time this ball is boomed away by B&B. More time, very valuable time coming off the clock as Afterthought tries to level game 5. Shock forces through one, not able to get by Mist, and yet another booming clear. This could lead to a shot, if not for Ty.
And Mist is having one heck of a series here, and he's doing it on defense in game number 5 in particular. Being that catalyst to move down the field and transition, Afterthought have just been stopped by him every step.
Perhaps a storybook ending that is writing itself here. One-on-one though, Shock and Hoxer. Hoxer gets by, but Shock got just enough of that ball to force it off to the side.
That's patience coming out from Shock, but still the attack's on for Birds and the Bees. Forced to throw it to his corner is Shock, and once again getting up. Everyone up for Afterthought here, but Hato able to follow that one away, and the triple commit isn't punished.
Hoxer, kind of an awkward flip as he tried to get downfield. That slowed him down and gave Afterthought a chance, but now they'll have to go from their own defensive end yet again. Hato kind of clipped on, I believe, Mist's way through. Now Mist is there. Actually, it was Rolled Is now in the final 30 seconds. Rolled Is chasing this down to the corner, trying to set up a teammate, looking for one more goal to put the nail in the coffin. Ty Not Tyler for Hato. Over to Ty. No, Shock actually peeled off of that ball, and he'll play it to the corner instead. Now they only have one more chance. 10 seconds remain. Ty Not Tyler to the backboard. Mist has to have this ball. He does not. And it's cleared away by Roll Diz. Afterthought had their chance. They need one more. They will not. Maybe they will. As that ball is cleared away, it looked like it was for sure going to touch down. Now it does. And it's Birds and the Bees who win the grudge match to close out week number 1.
Wow, what a way to close it out. And Birds and Bees, I have to hand it to them. They looked like the better team throughout this series, and they walk away with a hard-fought game number 5 win with just one goal separating these two teams here. And if I had to give out an MVP medal, I'd give it to Mist. He looked so good. Not only on the attacking side of things, he scored what, 2, 4, 6 goals, 7 goals. No, 6 goals for Mist. And that's a lot going into a Game 5 series. And of course, Birds and Bees, the number 2 seed coming in from rival series play-ins. We expected a lot from them once they made it. They make a statement here against Afterthought.
Unanimous picks on the desk. 0 for 2 so far today. Haloran, welcome back. I was saying earlier, we never doubt Haloran, but you were foolish enough to listen to us, and I'm sure he will not make that mistake ever again.
The streak is broken. And, I was enjoying the show. I had to go and get some popcorn, but when the moment I looked at the schedule and I saw that these two teams were going to be squaring off, I was like, we are in for such a treat. I did not think it would be as explosive and dynamic as it was. Afterthought, they take game number 1. They look strong. They look dominant, but then there's the quick answer back. Game number 3 goes on for a while, then it becomes an absolute shootout. Game number 4, 53 seconds left, 3, okay, game over. We're going to look at game number 5. Actually, Roll Diz and the crew say we have a thing or two to say about that. Game number 5, they get the early goal, and they manage to hang on. Birds and the Bees, I'm definitely thinking they're feeling a measure of vindication. Like you said, Mist had some incredible play, but Shock showed up too. There was a lot of offense on both sides.
Yeah, there really was, and I'm really excited that match delivered on what we were all expecting. I mean, we knew that match was going to be that's one that we all circled when we saw the schedule for the first time. It did deliver, and now for both teams, Afterthought comes out of this week 1-1. Birds and the Bees start their season 1-0. I don't think either team really could have asked for a whole lot more. They knew they were going to be in for a fight when this season started, and now you can see the standings have played out almost the way we expected them to.
I called this the Wild West when we first started today. I did not imagine it would be exactly as wild as what we saw. Every week here at Rival Series, every match, every game is going to be critical and important when you have teams that are able to rally and have these Game 5 finishes, to have these barn burners. Every team is competitive. Every team has a chance to make those 1 or 2 slots. Every game is important, man. It's crazy.
And here's the good news for all the teams in North America. Nobody's starting off 0-2, at least so far. So that's great news is that, again, we talked about it before this series is, if you start 0-2 or maybe even go 0-3, you really start to think about, top 2 is out of contention for me. I'm really just shooting for top 4, if that. So for North America, at least, none of these guys starting off 0-2, it's looking good for all the teams.
North America may very well have saved the best for last. What a great show that we've had. If you're looking for more Rocket League action, you want to tune in tomorrow, 12 Pacific. North America RLCS will continue. You definitely want to check that out. And if you want to see it in person, go over to tickets.rlesports.gg to get some tickets that maybe we'll see you at the Prudential Center. But for now, that's going to be week number 1 for the Rival Series. We'll see you next week.